My skin is black. My body is burned. I survived Babylon. I am a daughter of Zion. Daughters of Zion, like diamonds and pearls, far above rubies and precious jewels. Crown on my head, 'cause we're brought with a price. We are the daughters of Zion. Don't you know I'm brought with the price? 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 You can stop calling me princess, not because I'm wearing a crown, not because of what you see. It's the royalty in me. He's running through my blood. He's running through my blood. 'Cause he is the king of us all. Daughters of Zion, like diamonds and pearls, far above rubies and precious jewels. Crown on my head, 'cause we're brought with a price. We are the daughters of Zion. Don't you know I'm brought with the price? Thorns on his head. Don't you know I'm brought with the price? The royal blood that he shed. Don't you know I'm brought with the price? Ultimate sacrifice. Don't you know I'm brought with the price? Ooh, he gave his life. Took away all my judgments, cast away my enemies, set the path before me. There'll be no sin in thee. The curse of Babylon's gone. My eyes are set upon Zion. Daughters of Zion, like diamonds and pearls, far above rubies and precious jewels. Crown on my head, 'cause we're brought with a price. We are the daughters of Zion. Don't you know I'm brought with the price? Don't you know I'm brought with the price? Royal blood that he shed. Don't you know I'm brought with the price? Ultimate sacrifice. Don't you know I'm brought with the price? Gave life, yeah. Now that I changed, what you gonna say? You can't accuse me the same way, huh? It's the difference of night and day. I'ma stand with the righteous and we gonna pray. 144, one kick in the door done. Who will endure to the end? You're the real one. This is for real, son. No mass appeal, hun. YASHAYA coming for the kingdom, yes, the war is won. So examine me higher and reprove me. Try my reins in my heart and you will see. For your love and your kindness before me. I don't sit with evildoers, or will I be? But I will walk in your laws and integrity. And rebuke any sin that's in front of me. Why don't you try me, prove me, find me worthy of the kingdom? Buy me, favorite highly, circumcise me. If you chastise me, rebuke me kindly. Daughters of Zion, trying sin so big that she been blinded, trying to hide it, started backsliding. Get yourself together, 'cause I tried to deny it. You can repent too, that's what you gotta do. Keep it the apple, but you put the past behind you. Keep it the apple, but you put the past behind you. But you put the past behind you. Daughters of Zion, like diamonds and pearls, far above rubies and precious jewels. Crown on my head, 'cause we're brought with a price. We are the daughters of Zion. Don't you know I'm brought with the price? 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 Don't you know I'm brought with the price?
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, this is Sister Kana. First and foremost, I have to give all glory and praise to AHAYAH, Bahashem Yeshaya, Wa Kodash Ruach. Okay, I just want to say Shalom and welcome to the Nappy Hair Chronicles. Okay, we're going to keep it nappy, brothers and sisters. And I hope that some of y'all are not afraid to come and join me live on camera so we can talk. Because there's a few things we need to discuss, okay? Okay, so I just wanted to do this live instead of doing it on, pre-recorded, even though it's hard for me to get stuff together because I'll be trying to do so many things at one time. So I just wanted to say shalom and see how you brothers and sisters are doing. I'm working this thing out, so I'm also working out how I like to pull you guys up. But I think it's fairly easy if you want to come up. But okay, so there's a lot of things that is going on, guys. I'm sure you know. And I just recently put up on the A Gathering 144, talking about Elder Ricard and them, what's going on with like Elder Gabar and things like that. So I just put up some videos about that. And if it's a touchy subject for some of you guys, then maybe this is not the one, to tune into, because we're going to talk about it, because y'all know on my channel, this is on my A Gathering in Jordan channel, that's all I have focus on, what's going on in the Hebrew Israelite community, infiltration, and all these kind of things. And so I put up some videos and I got some feedback. Not too many people said too much, but I find that people don't like, nobody likes anybody to talk about GLCC. You can't say anything about them, because everybody loved them so much. I mean, and that's okay, praise the higher. But, in lieu of what's going on in our community and, to our people, the walls are closing in on us, as you can see. Things are happening. Jacob's trouble is upon us. And why can't we talk about what's going on and what's not right and what we need to do and what's our options? Why is it that everything has to be like we can't say anything? I don't get that. But, I'm not bound by those, I'm not bound by that. When I left America, I had specific instructions to speak. I had to speak. So, and that has been my focus. Now, I'm on this channel, Itoja Entertainment and Travel, and it's basically about me doing, my business. I started the online business, music and concerts, tourings, just like this, and trying to, bring this stuff this way. So that has been my focus for this channel. But also the Nappy Hair Girl Chronicles, I added because when I do want to speak about what's going on in the community, what affects us as a people, as a black sister, being a Hebrew Israelite sister, the things that, I'm dealing with and what other people are dealing with and what people want to discuss and want to bring to the table. So that's what I wanted to focus on this channel. So I have to say shalom for those of you who are here. I can't see, but if you want to leave a comment, and for those of you who are watching, those of you who want to come on and speak, I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to put the link. I'll put the link in the comment section, and y'all let me know that y'all can see the link. And if you want to come in, it says send a link to your guest. You may also want to share instructions to the guest. Okay, so I'm going to copy the link in here, and then it says there are rules. So I'm gonna also send you guys, like, this is like my first time doing this. I've been on here before, but I didn't do it, where I had multiple peoples and all this stuff. So that's the link to StreamYard. And you have to have your camera on, guys. I don't want to speak to no mysterious people and people, asking questions, this and that, and your camera is not. I'm making myself very transparent. I'm coming on. My hair is, unkept and up. I'm not ashamed. So I don't think anybody else should be ashamed. If I can come on with my hair looking like this, I think you guys can come on camera as well. But this is the Nappy Hair Chronicles, and this is just talking about what's going on. And there's a lot going on, guys, in the Hebrew Israelite community, um, and even in the Black community as well. So, if you have anything you want to talk about, what's going on. I wanted to talk about this situation with Elder Gabar and him stepping down, and what's all this about. But I'm saying, yay, good for him. If there's two sides to this thing, right? If you don't feel that you're up to par, if you don't feel that you can handle it, you can't be praying over people and, governing people's lives if your spirit and if you're not right in the spirit to do so. That's just that's just what it is. I mean, even in a job, if you're not qualified for a job in everyday life, you shouldn't be in that job. So that's the same thing goes for elders and deacons and people who are in this truth. Everybody is not cut out to be an elder, and especially if your intentions are not pure, if you're not here to, heal and help our people, then these people should not be in these positions. And I've been advocating this for years, because I told you guys what happened to me when I reached out, and I, reached out to GOCC. Oh my gosh, all Hades broke loose because I was asking about the calendar. It's just some information that the Most High had given to me, and I'm telling you, it's been World War III ever since, and it hasn't stopped. And this is why, people are like, oh, why are you saying that to our brother? You should be lifting him up, and things like that. And I was like, listen, y'all don't know the half of what I've been through with these people. And ain't none of them coming with a righteous nothing. No righteous advice, nothing. And it's been a war. I have been in a little war with these people for over a decade. And listen, AHAYAH is a man of war, and he is going to take them down. That's why so many of us are going to get destroyed coming out of Babylon. Let me cover my head. So many of us are going to get destroyed because AHAYAH is a man of war, and he's not playing. He's not playing with me, but he's not playing with other people as well. And so people ain't getting no pass for foolishness. You doing things, you putting information out, you praying over people, you know casting spirits to people. You got to be accountable, and somebody has to hold people accountable. Now, everybody wants to be liked and loved. That's all. We all would like to be liked and loved, and that's the goal. To be kind to people, be loving to people, but also sometimes you have to tell people the truth. Be honest. AHAYAH is not a respecter of persons, and so when we're getting into this truth and we learn coming back under the Lord's statutes and commandments, we're not getting a pass, and neither is anybody else. So it should be that we are all trying to be better, better people. And I feel like Babylon is one big lie. It's like we lie to each other, we lie to ourselves, we just want to feel good. And so everybody is just putting on this feel good thing. But that's not the reality. The Most High said this truth is like honey. When you eat it, it tastes sweet like honey. But when you swallow it, it's bitter. It's bitter. Why? Because the truth is not something that's easy to swallow. Truth and honesty, being with people. And so I'm not talking about like Elder Gabar on a the infiltration part of this. I'm just talking as a person, a human being, one human being to the another. If you know you're not adequate for a position such as an elder over a church, then you should not be in that position. Point blank, period. And I just noticed that from just watching that, listen, these people are taking on these positions and they're not even adequate to do the job. People's souls are at stake. People are trying to get healed, and you got people like as if they playing with this thing, like, oh yeah, I could do this, and kind of fiddling your way through stuff. I'm not talking about the infiltration part of it right now. I'm just talking on a level, human being level. You know, everyone has certain gifts. The Most High gives us these gifts. So if it's not your gift, then you don't be stepping into the role. Period. Okay. Now on the infiltration aspect of it, we know that there are people who are not of Israel, or Israel is not of Israel. So we don't have to lie and make nothing up because people are presenting a picture. We don't have to act like, oh yeah, just because a person is presenting something to you. You have to, the scripture says, prove a friend. Prove a friend. And if the things ain't adding up, then you should be because you're righteous and you're Israel, be able to look at it and assess whether this is good or not good. Okay? We all should have that say to be able to say, is this good or if it's not good? Now, if you don't care, if it's something that you're not into, then okay, step aside. But for those people who do care and who, you know, looking at people and expecting them to be who they say they are, when you see that it's not that, then hey, somebody got to speak up. Okay? And unfortunately, it's been Sister Khan lately. I mean, that's been it. And I know brothers don't want to hear it. They don't think sisters should speak. We shouldn't, have the right to know what's good for us and what's not good for us. But the scriptures don't say that. He said, the Most High said he was going to pour out his spirit on all flesh, and that the daughters of Zion would speak. Okay, we would speak, and it's unfortunate that we have to speak. It's unfortunate that you have to say something in these terrible times with these, you know, it's just unfortunate. So I don't know, guys. Does anybody want to chime in on that? Because a lot of people don't want to. Some people don't mind speaking, and there's some people, they don't want to ruffle feathers or they don't want to say certain things. So if you want to call in, there's the link. I put it in this, in the comment section. If y'all can see that, can you see that? Can y'all see the link to StreamYard? Yes or no? If anybody wants to care to answer, you can let me know. And if not, I don't mind talking about it. I don't mind just talking. But if you want to, talk, if you guys want to come in and ask questions, maybe what's going on in Jordan, people like to ask about where the other people are, I don't mind answering those type of questions or any kind of dialogue. I put up a few videos here about the men. I mean, there's a war going on. Not only a war against us as Israelites, but there's a war between men and women going on, right? Oh my goodness. And men and women, like black men and women, are in a very, very sad state. The men have been, they're like really mad. The men are really mad, guys. And the women are not having it, okay? So it's like, they bumping heads. And I don't know, like, what can be done. I'm not going to be, you know, I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I find that there's issues with our brothers. There's a lot of big issues. I think the daughters of Zion are out of control. Yes, they're very out of control. But I think most of it is due to men. Because men are not in their rightful position, all Hades is breaking loose all over the place. So it has to start with the men. I mean, you can't beat the women, browbeat them, and try to get them in order, and then you still dealing with the same issues you've been dealing with for years after years after years. It's like brothers are not getting, um, they're not getting it, and they don't see, they don't want to look at themselves, they don't want to change. I don't know. I don't know why it's so hard for men. I mean, we know about the whole ego thing, okay? We know about the ego thing, but you know what? I did a video on the ego thing, and it's demonic. So anybody claiming that, oh, it's the man's ego, come on, we have to start putting that down. That conversation is off the table with the man's ego because it's not of the Most High. Most High is not dealing with egotistical men. And even in the days of our forefathers. He picked Moses, who was the meekest man on earth. I mean, Noah, look how meek these men were, who the Most High regarded as righteous and worthy. So you cannot come with that attitude of, oh, a man's ego. Where did you get this ego from? Where did it come from? Because it's not of the Most High. And you're supposed to be made in his image. So why is that a talking point? It should not even be a talking point about a man's ego, because Most High, he deals with the meek and the humble and the righteous. Okay, so I mean, unless somebody else, I've heard, people try to use Paul, and Paul was against the Israel. That's a whole different scenario. We're not talking about somebody who was thinking they was right in doing something and had the heart of the Most High, but they were doing something wrong. That's different. We're talking about men who are egotistical and prideful and thinking what they're doing is right, and when they're not right, it's not against, it's against AHAYAH. And then, so now we understand scripture more when it says 2/3 will be cut off. It makes sense. Why does 2/3 of our brothers have to get cut off? There's something wrong, right? Because AHAYAH said in the scriptures that he want all Israel to be saved. He wants all Israel to be saved. That's his starting point, is he wants all Israel to be saved. So now he's starting to narrow it down. Okay, narrow it down. Why is it that 2/3 of Israel going to be cut off? Whether it's in the wilderness or whether it's in Babylon, regardless. Why? There's something wrong. Yeah? I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, if people feel like there's another answer, I'm just coming to this conclusion. Like when we was reading this stuff 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we didn't understand. But yes, 2/3 of Israel will be cut off. Only a remnant. Why? There's something wrong. Let's examine this. What's wrong with Israel that 2/3 has to be cut off? Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. And then you say the flock of men. Okay, so let's deal with the men on this. Why deal with the women? Deal with the men. I mean, the women, they got to get themselves together too. But the flock are men. So why are 2/3 of the men of the Most High going to be cut off and will not see his kingdom? Let's address this. Because it seems like it just goes over everybody's head. Like the two doesn't equal up. It doesn't equate. It equates to what we are seeing, the madness that we're seeing amongst the body of Christ, and why 2/3 are going to have to be cut off and will not see their salvation, will not see the kingdom. Okay? Why? Something is wrong. And it seems like these brothers do not want to address it. They're just okay with 2/3 getting cut off, instead of trying to heal and get this together. Now, I know the prophecy, it is what it is. The Most High said it, and his word is not coming back void. But I just think as a people, and we know the prophet, we should try to get to the root of this problem. We all trying to make it. So if the flock is men and there's an issue with 2/3 that has to be cut off, let's get to the root. Why? What's going on with the men of the Most High that 2/3 are not going to make it? Now, when you put it in that aspect, you got to deal with the men. You got to face these brothers. What is going on? I mean, we know that we got 100 different beliefs system. Like, there's only one Most High, and he only got one law. So that is going to bring it, narrow everything down, because all these different doctrines, all this stuff is not going to cut it. Okay, so we're going to move that off the table, because we already know AHAYAH is not dealing with all these different doctrines and half of this stuff these brothers got going on. So that just cut it in half right there. Okay, so now we're dealing with the ones who are calling on the name AHAYAH. Okay, because that's all who I'm really focused on anyway. I'm not really talking about those who call on Yah and these other names, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Ruha. There's a lot of them, and I speak to a lot of them, and I even tell them when I speak to them. I'm very clear, because I've learned that it's best to be upfront and clear with people instead of trying to fit in. And I can't do that, because then people try to well, you didn't say that. Oh, well, you didn't you didn't say that, you didn't do that. So it's best to be straight and clear with people. So, when I speak to people who are calling on different names, and it's a lot, I get this a lot, because it's a big boom all of a sudden. All of a sudden now, everybody and their mother know the flea. When we first started in this truth, no, it was only Elder Ricard who brought out the flea that we're talking about, the flea doctrine, right? Back then. So it wasn't too many people. It was only the people who was calling on AHAYAH who even considered fleeing. But now it's a big boom. Everybody calling on all of these different names, they know to flee, and they want to flee. And I have to be, when they know, and not everybody contacts me, but there's a lot of people who contact me, and I have to be straight up and to the point with them. Like, look, this is the Most High's name. If you contacted me and you want to get information, I'll give you information, but I need you to be clear to know that AHAYAH is the power that is calling the children of Israel out. He said, come to worship him at his holy mountain. If you don't call on that name, you need to first get that together. You need to figure out the power that you're going to come and worship, because AHAYAH is not having it. So when we start talking about these 2/3 getting destroyed, okay, that's an issue. There's brothers and sisters who are coming out, who are calling on different names and thinking that they're coming to this wilderness. And the Most High is like, no. And I could go into the different stories of how I know, but that's a long story, brothers and sisters. And I've said it before, but I don't want to focus on that right now. I want to focus on our brothers getting it together. Why is 2/3 getting cut off? Of all these Israelite men that's waking up to the truth, there's only going to be a small remnant. Why? And I'm just speaking. We know because AHAYAH said so, and his word is not going to come back void. I'm not talking about that. I'm asking brothers, why? How come? If you guys got it so together where you don't need to focus on yourselves, that you need to be focused on women so much, and y'all need to fix the women, why in the scriptures does it say the flock are men and that 2/3 are going to get cut off? So that means you should be with everything you have in you trying to get these men together so that they can make it, so that they don't be counted in that 2/3 number. Instead of you so concerned about these dealing with the daughters of Zion and browbeating them to death, you know? Hey, Shalom Aqua, Shalom sis, how are you? I'm getting all into it. Do you want to come on? Do you want to come and talk? Because I'm putting this out here, but I really wanted to do a live and have people come on and talk. Give me 1 second. Let me check something. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I just wanted to check something. Shalom says, okay, so that's what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters. And listen, I don't have nothing but love for my brothers. Y'all don't know, I love my sisters, but I really love the men of the Most High. I have to be honest, sisters. It's not that I don't love my sisters, I do, but I just really feel very strongly. Hey, Shalom, sis. Kayana, how are you? Are you? I hope you coming up, sister. We've been speaking, chatting, and sister got some wisdom. So just let me know. I don't know what I have to do. The shake up going on is crazy in GLCC. Yes, it's going on. But listen, AHAYAH said he gonna shake this thing up. Praise AHAYAH. You know, I'm happy to share. Okay, so you guys, you see that link? There's a link. Let me put it again. And then y'all, I don't know, you click the link, but you have to have your camera on, guys, and it'll show up in the backstage. Now, I will be happy to share. That's the link, and you'll come on live here. And as soon as I get an indication, I'll bring you guys in, okay? But I'll just keep talking because yes, the shakeup is really real. And listen, people think they're gonna play with AHAYAH. I was like, what? Listen, what do people? What are they thinking? What are people thinking? They just want some violins, some smooth music, and like we're gonna float into the wilderness. That's what they thinking. They thinking we just gonna float into the wilderness. Listen, the Most High is not playing, and we have not seen nothing yet. So we have to be. So y'all get the link. Come on in. Come in and join me, and let's talk about it because I don't get it. I don't know why people are so complacent with the foolery that's going on in the Hebrew Israelite community. The fake is so fake. Everybody is so fake, man. And I can't take it. I can't take all the fakeness and people just letting stuff slide, just getting by. Everybody just want to, just get by. And the Most High is not, he's not a just get by kind of power. Our forefathers, they had to go through it. Any one of them who was favored by the Most High. Look what Noah had to go through. Building an ark on dry land, being ridiculed by people for 125 years. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine what Abraham had to go through? Even with his own father. Like, Most High made sure that people were vetted. They were tried and tested. Look what David had to go through. And listen, David did a lot. He sinned a lot, but he went through a lot. Imagine, do y'all ever think about how David? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll get a indication. Shalom, sister. It's reset. Yes, it is. It's time for okay. Hey, Shalom, Aqua Flawanda. You gotta. I can't see you. You have to give me a signal that you can hear me and test your mic. And I see your camera is on, but I don't see you sitting in the room. Okay, yes, there is a reset. It's time for a reset. These brothers got to get it together. I don't know. Like, I don't even know what's going on. I just know what the Most High been showing me over the years with this, with the with the fiasco, with this foolishness with these people. Okay, hold on, sis. Add to screen. Add to stream. Shalom, Sister Lawanda.
Hold.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm sorry I couldn't get on yesterday. I tried, but you made it much easier today, right now. Thank you.
You welcome, and it's pretty good, but I could barely hear you, and I can't see you, but I just see your top of your glasses, but I could barely hear you. I don't know, guys. Let me ask you: Can you can you can you hear me clearly? Can you guys hear me clearly, or is it low?
I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you may have to just come closer to your mic because I could barely hear you.
All right.
Okay, so praise AHAYAH. So Sister Lawanda made it in. How are you, sis?
I'm fine.
Praise AHAYAH.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big shakeup. What's going on with the Hebrews?
Yes.
Listen, but it's definitely needed. It needs to be shaken up. You know, because people just taking advantage of the children of Israel, taking advantage of the situation, and not coming out of Babylon, not leading the people out of Babylon. Listen, I could go on and on. Y'all know I could go on and on about this.
Yes, I'm just heartbroken by it myself, you know?
Yeah, because when the Most High put me, told me to leave, it was with an urgency.
Yes.
So why is everything so lackadaisical?
Right.
I don't get this. You know. But if you got somebody telling you that you consider an elder or a leader, we got time, we got time. Okay, that what makes people feel like, oh, they got time. But no, a higher has to like really be severe with stuff. So I don't know, guys. Does anybody have like, some, they want to say? I know the sister said. Wait, hold on, sis. Sister Sandra and Sister Kayana said they have like information. What is going on with this shakeup? Why? You know?
Yeah.
Well, I was saying, guys, that as far as like Elder Gabar, I didn't get that anyway. And not to be talking bad about anybody, but listen. I just didn't get it. I didn't know why he was an elder. Who put him in that position? Because I was saying I put up a video. Elder Ricard and Elder Gabar did not know each other. He just pops up as an elder. And Elder Ricard mentioned this on a video, and I've seen the video, and I believe I even downloaded, which I can't find it now, mysteriously, where he said he did not know him, and that Elder Gabar was contacting him from overseas and told him to come back. Right? Now, this brother left Babylon. He left with the intentions of not coming back. And then all of a sudden he does a 360. It was weird when he came back to the States. Everybody was surprised. But it was like there was something amiss. And it's been amiss ever since. And that's why them holy days have been off every year from the inception. It's always been an issue, y'all. So I'm not giving nobody a pass. Because I don't get no passes. You don't be playing with me. But I don't know why everybody could do all these tricks and flips. But I try not to offend people. But okay, so is there something you wanna talk about? I know you have you got your things that you're dealing with.
I don't know which. Are you talking to me, sister, or one of the other sisters?
Yes, I'm sorry, Sister Lawanda.
I just would like to say that uh, we're in the last days, and AHAYAH is AHAYAH. Uh, it's not really that important for who he gets his information out if they have the Ruach HaKodesh inside their spirit, whether they're a man or a woman. You know,
Yeah.
this is ridiculous. And I just want to say I'm an older sister.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my 60s, but
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in the 60s, the
Mm-hmm.
40s, 50s, and 60s when I was growing up, that
Mm-hmm.
all the black families in America were together. The mother and the father and the children. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Texas, and I know black families in Texas were together, and I know they were all over the country like that. But there was a
Mm-hmm.
plan. There was a plan set by the Zionists, by the Khazars, American
Mm-hmm.
Khazar movement to
Mm-hmm.
to break up the black families in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. That's when it started.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm an older sister, and I can tell the younger sisters that this is what
Mm-hmm.
was going on, you know,
Yes.
and it was a plan
Yes.
set back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And if you look back there that far, you can see that it was a plan set. And
Yes.
mhm.
Yes,
Yes.
I agree. And I agree 100%. And this is, one of the things that I've been talking about. We can't put the onus on women, on women, on women. And I understand they're saying that in the 70s there was the women's lib thing, but it was before that. The men were out of control, and this is how they were able to infiltrate the family because the men were not paying attention and they were just running amok and running rampant, sleeping around, and all kind of stuff they were doing. And then that's how they were able to use the feminist movement against our sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Let me
I
just,
just don't think. Hi, Nigel.
you know,
Hold on.
Elder Ricard has mentioned about the feminist movement many times, but he doesn't
Yes.
apply it. He does not give the credit to the Khazars doing that.
Okay.
And he's very clever. He knows what he's doing, you know. So anyway,
Hi.
so that's all I had to say.
Okay, now let me make sure, guys, that you have you don't have the stream running in another because that's why we're getting the feedback. So you have to make sure you're just inside the I don't know how to explain it, but you can't have it playing on another uh YouTube channel on your desktop or whatever. You have to close it out and just be here, or else you'll get feedback. This is for everybody who comes in. Okay.
Yes, I closed mine out. I just have the stream now.
So hi Nigel, how are you? Praise the high Basha Messiah. We got a brother.
I'm feeling
We got
okay.
a brother on. So I don't want you to think that we're man bashing, okay?
Oh, okay.
We're not man bashing, but we are talking about relationships,
Oh,
you
you
know,
are? Oh, okay.
huh?
I said
Yeah.
you were talking about relationships. Okay.
Yes, we're talking about relationships with men and women and what's going on now, and it's not good because there seems to be a war of the sexes going on.
Okay.
Now I know that I know that now our brother, he's not really familiar with the Hebrew Israelite community. So that we're going to be doing a lot of talking about some Hebrew Israelite stuff too, but there's a big shakeup going on right now within the Hebrew Israelite community. So we're going to address that, and there's going to be a few people that come on and talk about it. But right now, Sister Lawanda and we're just talking about the issues on the whole within the Black community. And I want to get your take on it, especially, because you're a man, because a lot of men, they're talking against the women. You know, they don't like women. They're mad at women. They feel that women need to be submissive, and they saying all this stuff.
Okay. Okay. I got my friend downstairs hearing it too.
Huh?
I
Huh?
was one of my friends downstairs. She's listening to it. She's like, "Oh boy."
Oh, good. Maybe if she wants to come on too, she's welcome to come
Yeah,
on
I guess we
and
we both kind of working, so it's kind of like
oh.
trying to just dip in and dip out actually a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Sister Lawanda, I'm sorry to cut you off, but finish what you were saying.
That's okay. I was just saying that Elder Ricard, he is, I don't know, he's very clever, and they chose the right one to do the job for GOCC. And
Mm-hmm.
he says that the women are not in order. He's trying to get his group of women in order so they can pursue and, you know, maybe get out or go to some place here in America and in a rural area or something. I don't know, but he is he seems to say that the women are out of order because of the feminist movement, and I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But he should put the blame on the Zionist party who did this instead of bashing the women. So it was a plan set for both the men and the women to be divided. So instead of bashing the women, he should approach and talk about who is the culprit in this. Those are the Zionist people in the Khazar movement of America, the Democratic Party, not the Republicans, but Democrats. Black American people have been voting Democrats for years, and they've been taken advantage of by the Democratic Party. And they set up programs in their community, and now somehow the gay movement got in, and it's making it even worse now. But yeah, he should be addressing when he comes on, not women should get in order. This has already happened now, so he should talk about the culprit, and the culprit is the Zionist movement with the parties of the Democratic Party. They give money out to the Democratic Party, the Khazar that set up in their temples, and they give money to the Democratic Party to set up these programs to go in the black communities, and this has been going on since the 70s and 80s and 90s. And so, and women, you know, if you're an ordinary woman, you don't know what's really going on undercover, and so you're innocent. So as time goes on, the men and the women get divided, and they don't know why. So I'm talking about Elder Ricard, because he should talk about the culprits who are causing the Khazars in America of the Democratic Party. He talks about the Democratic Party, but he's playing two sides of it. He won't touch and attack them because evidently they're paying him money to stay in GOCC. So I'm just saying it like it is. I don't care. I mean, if they turn my Facebook and stuff off, it's too bad. They've already done that before because I speak out, you know?
Okay. Wait, sister, hold on. I'm still getting that feedback, and it's when you're talking. Hold on. I'm going to put you on mute just to see if we still have it. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Brother Nigel, you speak. Let me hear you speak, because I think it may be her mic. Huh?
Because I hear when I hear it in your background. I don't hear it.
Do you hear echo now?
No, I don't hear an echo.
Yeah, I think, sister, let me bring her back in. Sister Lawanda, I think it's you have an echo, and I think it's because you have another window open with the video playing.
I've shut all the windows up on my side, and it just says Stream Yard on there, and that's all it says.
Yeah. Do you have YouTube open in another window?
No, I don't. Let's see. Let me.
Okay, hold on. So she got missed. So, okay, somebody says, why are we talking politics and not about their flea doctrines? Okay, Sister Gracie. So, what do you mean about the flea doctrines? What's your issue with the flea doctrines? There's some feedback. Shalom, Sister Judah, Kit 10, Gracie Griffins. Shalom to you guys. If y'all want to come in and speak, you're welcome. I'll put the link again. And Sister Lawanda just was talking about the feminist aspect of it. Men blaming women for everything and saying that it's women's fault and that they need to get the women together. So that's why we were addressing, and she was going into the politic part of it about women's lib and the feminist movement, because this is always the talking points of why it's women's fault. And instead of, I just did my introduction and talking about if 2/3 are gonna be cut off and the flock of men, why are we so worried about women when these men need to really be worried about themselves and whether they're going to make it, because 2/3 are going to get cut off, 2/3 of Israel. So if that count does not include women, then there should be some focus on these men. Okay. Sister Sandra Osborne says this is a distraction from the truth. Talking down about women is control mechanism. Then no progress to wilderness is made. Exactly. And it's been going on and on and on. It's an issue. Oh, I hear it. Hold on. Hold on, darling. I'm hearing some feedback from me too. Let's see. Hold on. It's an issue. It is. We need to be. I still hear it. We need to be talking about coming out of Babylon. And that's the first order of business. And getting people in order is also important. Hold on, sis. I'm going to mute you, Sister Lawanda, because I'm still getting the feedback. Hold on. So this is an issue, and we don't have time. We're running out of time, and maybe that's why the Most High needed to have a shakeup within the GLCC, whatever people are going through, because obviously it's not right. So, we need to address these issues because we don't have a lot of time. And I've been talking about for years, come out, come out, come out, come out. And I think the next time when they shut down, they're not going to reopen up again. I think the Most High gave us some grace that people can still come out. But, hey, you got to get this together. So even us talking about a field in, Belize or wherever they talking about going, this should not be a talking point. We should be talking about getting out and getting to the wilderness where we're supposed to be safe. The Most High said He will protect those within His borders. There's nothing else to talk about. Get where you need to be first, and then once you get here and you secure and you have things together, then you can start to venture out and do other things. Now, I'm just a woman, and I'm not supposed to even be talking about these things. But if I have to, I will. If for some reason it seems like these brothers don't want to talk about what needs to be talked about, then somebody has to talk about it. I mean, I don't know. So, anybody else want to have something to say? You guys are muted, but see, it's quiet now. So, let me unmute you, sis. And
Can you hear me?
Okay, you cannot unmute the guests because they choose to. Okay, they mute themselves. Okay, so you mute yourself, Brother Nigel, Dr. Nigel. Okay, sis, what do you have to say? And Aquaf Sandra Osborne, if you want to come in, please, you can come in.
I'm sorry, I got a call, so I had to go handle it.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. That's fine. Okay, Lawanda.
They're going to introduce the digital system coming out where everyone will have to take some kind of system put out by the banking system. And people need to be thinking about getting out. That should be the first priority.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mute point. Be talking about getting some land in Mexico. First of all, that's still the United States. Come on, people. Like, what are we talking about here? Why are we talking about Mexico? I don't get that. It's that's ridiculous. And then I don't know if it's some. Listen, there's no time. There's no time. And people are running around in circles. People are afraid, rightfully so. You should be panicking at this point. Come on.
Sister
Two,
Connor,
two, 3 years ago, it was like, don't panic. Don't do this. Don't do this. At what point?
Sister Connor, I get
Yes,
when I speak to people, sometimes the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit will give me something while I'm speaking. And
yes.
this is what I'm getting right now. Is that Elder Ricard is putting the women issue in the middle to keep it's a red flag, really. It's to keep the people down. Uh, we're not in a debate anymore. We're past those debating days. And he's using the women as the problem. He knows what the problem is. The problem are the people who fund him money to stay as an elder in GOCC, and he's not addressing that issue. The Khazars over here in Babylon, and so he's using his platform as a debating to keep people not getting out of here and going to the right place, and that is Jordan.
Okay. And listen, it's just to me, they said, we used to say this when rocking people to sleep. You're rocking people to sleep, and you're trying to act like everybody's stupid. People are not stupid. I mean, we don't want to talk about that. Enough is enough about what the women did, what America is doing, what even the Khazars is doing. We already know that. We got it. We got it. We understand that we're Israel and people are coming for us. How do you get out? Okay? How do you get out of harm's way? This should be the talking points. What to do. And if you can't talk about it on air, then talk about it off the air. But this should be things should be moving at this point. We should not be in the same predicament that we've been in for the last 5 to 10 years since waking up to the truth.
Yeah.
Come on, there's no progress being made. I mean, I understand that people are still waking up, and I understand that people are still, looking for truth. But what about the people who've already been awoke for 12, 15 years? Why are they sitting in the same predicament? Why?
I have been to Jordan three times already, and
Yes,
I can tell you personally, it's the nicest place. It's the place to go, and it also says it in that little red book that
yes,
it's the
praise
place
the highest.
to go.
Okay, yeah, so you have a testimony. She's saying, I don't know if y'all heard her clearly, she already been back and forth to Jordan 3 times. She done came, saw, she went back, she came again. It's not that hard. They act like traveling is the hardest thing in the world. When all the nations been doing it for years and years and years, because we just waking up to the truth, and Jacob, as the children of Israel, we haven't been traveling. They're gonna make this big issue like as if we can't get up and make a move. And this is why I believe the Most High has had me sitting here all this year as a woman. I've been alone, and for the most part, just I've been meeting and greeting brothers and sisters. But come on, it's not that hard, really. So I don't understand. But because it's a territory that a lot of us have not, ventured into, They try to make it like it's a big boogie monster. Ooh. No. And how can I sit back as a person who have traveled here and I've been living outside of America? How can I sit back and tolerate somebody just making it seem so hard without speaking up? It's not that hard. And listen, I did it with the bare minimum, because of how the Most High had dealt with me. So I can tell you, brothers and sisters, listen, you can come. Listen, when I came out, I didn't have a lot of money. I had to find a job. Had to. It was no even second guessing that. I didn't come out with my pension for a 1K, my retirement. Some people have certain things, the majority of us, because most of us worked in Babylon. But because, I didn't have my ducks all in a row and everything was perfect. And so I'm a good example. Like I can tell you, you're saying, Sister Judah, or say, is it that hard for single mothers with children? Some of us are desperately trying. I have 4 children. Their father is deceased. No family. And sadly, airline tickets are not cheap. Okay, now, yes, sister, that's an issue. But I believe that there's a will, there is a way. Okay? Now, is there some way? Is there any kind of unemployment, any kind of benefits that you receive? Do you have some type of financial anything that you can sustain you for a time while you get yourself together?
She mentioned her husband was deceased. If her husband is deceased, she can go down to Social Security and apply for widow's pension.
Yeah, say that, sister. We could barely hear you. You got to speak into the mic.
I said that if her husband is deceased, I think she said that.
Yeah.
She can go down to Social Security and apply for widow's pension. Even if she's under 60 years old, she can still get a widow's pension from her husband. It may not be a lot, but it'll help.
She said that he did not have a pension. She's saying that. Are you saying that they give you a widow's pension?
Yeah.
Because the man, you'll get a widow's pension. She's saying you have to go down and apply, and you get it whether he had a pension or not. You qualify for a widow's pension. So your children and you should get some money just because he's deceased. Did you know that? Yes, there is a McDonald's here. There's McDonald's here. They have McDonald's. They got Burger King. They got Kentucky Fried Chicken. They got Popeyes. They have fast food restaurants here. And I know of a sister who worked. She worked in McDonald's for a while. I'm not sure if she's still there, but she was working with Burger King, and because she didn't have a lot of skills, so she did what she needed to do. You said he passed away when he was 32. I am doing my best. I am not Satan's child because my plan has not been blessed to fruition at this point. Yes, sister. Now, a lot of people get offended about when I say certain things about people not making a move. And if you know that you're trying and this and that, then sister, I'm not referring to you. But I am talking about brothers and sisters who know this truth, know we're supposed to leave, and have been in this truth for a while and has not made the provisions. Listen, you don't have to worry about what Sister Connie says. Your fear and your concern should be with the Most High. Now, I don't know who you call on, if you call on AHAYAH, but these kind of things are issues and they are talking point. And we can discuss those things. I don't have an issue with discussing it. But who you calling on about fleeing is an issue. If you're not calling on AHAYAH, because it's AHAYAH who's calling the children of Israel out. So that may be an issue, because I know when I started praying and I started asking the Most High, and I told him I didn't have any money, sis. I didn't work because my car got into an accident. I was a teacher, and I got into a car accident, and I couldn't get to my school, so I was like out of work. I had to go strictly to the Most High to find a way. If I was like, Most High, if you want me to leave, I'll go, but I need help because I didn't have a way. So all I can say is that what's good for me is good for you, you know. And you say you have a job, praise the highest, but then you could start putting some money away. You say, I am working my plan to be in the position to leave. My point is some of us are trying, praise the higher, and some of us want to go, but sadly, it's not our time. We want to be there with y'all. Praise the highest, sis. And that's that's the spirit, that we have to be in. We got to know that we got to get out. And if the Most High give you an opportunity, something may come up, some money may come up, and you got to make a choice to take that as an out. I know that happened to me. When I first started praying to the Most High, I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave. I didn't have no job, and my rent was $1,800 a month, y'all. I was living in California. I don't even know how I was making it, but I did have a job, at first. But then I got into this accident, and I think it was the Most High to stop me, to shake me, because I was just, just living and everything. So he sat me still so that I can pay attention. And that's how, I started to get the understanding for the truth and that I needed to leave and all that stuff. He sat me down. But then when it came down to it, I had no job and my rent was due. You know what I'm saying? So I started having to deal with all these, situations. So the Most High, he got me out of it. And then, trust me, let me tell you, I'm gonna just give you quickly one story. Like it was so bad. I was walking down the street. I started praying to the Most High. I was like, okay, Most High, I don't have any money. How am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? And I was going to the DMV to deal with the issue with my car, and because I had an accident. So I don't know what I had to do. I was on my way to the DMV. I started praying. And I started asking the Most High. I was like, okay, Most High, if you want me to leave, you're telling me how I'm going to leave. I walk into the DMV, and there's one of the brothers. There was a brother there that I knew. And I don't know, he was taking care of his business too. And he told me he needed a place to stay. And he needed to be out tomorrow. And he had the money to give me. And the money he gave me in my hand that day, all I had to do is agree, and I needed the money because I was just praying and asking. He came and gave me the money that I needed to pay the rent. So I didn't have the rent on my head. And then from there, another situation came up where I was able to have plane ticket. You know what I'm saying? It was just that quick. I started praying and asking, okay, I'll do it if you give me a way out. And he opened those doors. So I know if it's good for me, it's good for you. Okay? You just got to be asking and praying. And I don't know, maybe there's something else he has you doing, but you got to be in line with what it is he wants you to do, so that you can knock out whatever it is you need to do. But it was just that quick to me. And let me say, it was within a couple of months, I was gone. I was out. It was unbelievable to me. And let me tell you what happened. Not only that, when I prayed, I asked him, and he gave me the money the first time, and I spent the money the first time. And I had to go to him again and pray. So look, it wasn't no coincidence. It wasn't just like by chance. He gave me the money. I'm not talking about the rent with the guy. The guy needed a place to stay. He gave me the rent. I paid that rent. I'm talking about for the plane ticket so I can have money to, sustain myself. I prayed and he made a way for me to get the money to get the plane ticket and have some money. And I took the money and spent it on something else that I thought was important. And then I did that. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And I had to pray, go to him again. I said, okay, Most High, if you give me the money this time, I will do it. I will leave. I will do it. I'll book my flight. And that's how it happened. So it happened to me twice. I had to be obedient. But the first time, I messed it up. And that's how fast it was. It was like he was pushing me out. So I don't know, like, maybe stuff be happening. It could be like you pray for something and you'll get it and you don't even realize that he answered your prayer because, you be thinking about a lot of things. So, you'll say, okay, Most High, you make a vow to him and you'll say, okay, I'll do this, do that, and the third. And then it'll happen so fast before you know it, somebody come and they give you some money and you don't even remember the vow. So you have to be careful. You got to be paying attention. Okay, you said 10 years ago I had no job and I was disabled and homeless, but AHAYAH has blessed me to get where I am right now. Praise AHAYAH. Abba will bless me because his word is true. Praise AHAYAH, sis. I believe you, and and he will because he does. He's in the blessing business, you know. You said AHAYAH is who I call on, and he is helping me. Praise AHAYAH, sis. So please don't take it personal when I be saying these, when I have to say things to Israel as a whole. I'm not talking to people individually. People know when, it's the spirit is speaking to them. You understand? If you on your way out and you know the Most High is moving you, then praise the YASHAYA, you know?
If you call upon the correct name, Ahaya,
Yes, she is. That's what I'm saying.
and say it in a way, Father Ahaya, if it's your will, I would like for you to manifest this for me. Only if it's your will. And that blesses him so much, you will see how the manifestations will come.
Mm-hmm.
If you pray to him in his name, Ahaya, and put upon his heart that it's his will. You're asking for this, but it's his will if it's for you to have. It opens up the gateway. Really.
Yes, praise the highest. Yeah. And this is a lot of things. I see your comment, Sister Judah Kit. She says, I will see you in the land one day, sis, and I will hug you and tight, and we will rejoice. Yes, praise the highest, sis. I'm with you and I'm in agreement with you. And this is a lot of things that I say to my sisters and brothers, but for the sisters, sisters, speak it. There's power in your voice. You must speak, the things that you want the Most High to do, proclaim it. Walk in that victory. Talk it like, you know, as if it's already done. Like your bags be packed at the door, ready to go, because he's gonna make a way for you to go. Like that's how we have to be on one accord with our Father. If you know that Most High is moving you to do something, then you got to move like it's already done. And a lot of times, and we learn these things from our parents and our parents' parents. Sometimes we speak negatively. We speak things against the Most High, not really understanding that we're speaking against Him. You have to speak in line to the things that He's telling you to do and what you need and how you're gonna move. And so that's something I would like to say to my sisters, for those who can hear, that you must speak this stuff into existence, because the Most High, our words are powerful, just like His word is powerful. He spoke light. He spoke the earth formation. He spoke everything. So we must speak in that same manner. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Right.
Praise the higher. Thank you for reminding me, sis, because that's what you were saying. Sister Lawanda.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, and sometimes we get caught up, in so much negative stuff and so much negativity that we forget that we speak life and death in the tongue. So you must speak it and you must proclaim it. Praise the higher. And move in it, walk in the faith, because that's what Abraham did. That's what Noah did. By him building that ark, he didn't know, he was moving by faith. And that's why the Most High counted him, as righteous, and counted Abraham as a friend, because they moved with faith, even before they saw anything. We got more confirmation than they could have ever had, because listen, we knew the book, we read the book, and we see in the prophecies unfold. Our forefathers didn't have that. We hear about the story of Christ. We read of Christ. We know about his miracles. We know about his power. But our forefathers didn't have that. They moved by sight on just, hearing the voice in them, and how the Most High dealt with them. So their faith was even onto a higher level. But that doesn't mean that we don't operate in that same faith. We have to move in the faith of a higher. It's already done, Sister Judah.
That's
He
right.
already made the way for you, sis. It's already available. We just gonna we just agreeing with you right now. It's already done. Proclaim the victory in it and come out.
Hallelujah. That's right.
Praise the Higher Bahashim Yeshaya. Praise the Higher Bahashim Yeshaya. It's already done.
Already.
So that's the power, and especially when we start praying together, as a body. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've been praying that our people would get out of here, Babylon. I've been praying for that. And the Most High spoke to me and said, you need to speak out about some things that you do know. And so that's why I'm doing that right now today. And I'm going to continue to pray that our people get out of here.
Yes, it's time to go. It's time to go. Like, I don't know what else do y'all need to see. I don't know. It's time to go. Because you see how they locked down? They locked down last year. I mean, in 2020, that thing went fast. They locked down with no problem, no issue. You said, "So my bags are already at the door, but I believe we should bring light and move in silence." Praise the higher. Praise the higher. We should. We have to. You don't have to tell everybody when you're going or what you're doing, but you did, just do it, because it has to be done. And listen, our people, we need to see things. Our people need it. If Sister Connor, if I didn't have to come on and talk, but it'd be the Most High. Like, I have to speak. I have to get on because our people need to hear. They need to hear that we can do it. There's so much fear mongering going on. We got to show our people, and that goes for like the people who come here. They come here and then they don't want to do nothing. They want to hide. They don't want to get on camera. They already came here, so they don't want to talk. So it's hard to get Israelites to come on camera and talk like this, because most of us, we've been brought up in such a selfish way that we don't think to reach back and help our people. We got to help our people. We're a nation of people. It's not just Sister Connor. It's just not Sister Luana or Dr. Nigel. We're a body of Christ. And Christ died for us to see this time.
I know we have been psychological damaged, a plantation mentality, but we are the King's children now. We need to know that we are the King's children now, and there's no need to be submissive and stay in a slave mentality and stay on the plantation.
Right. Did y'all hear what she said? Can y'all hear her? Because that was powerful, sis, and we have to move in that kingsmanship. We have to move. The scripture says that the kingdom is within us. We have to move.
I just want to say this, and this means nothing to me, but I have a master's in psychology and a bachelor's in sociology. So I do know that this was a set plan, a psychological plan to keep down the children of Israel and to break up the family in America back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. That's what I wanted to say.
Definitely. Hey, 19. Definitely. And they worked it.
But I don't.
They worked that plan impeccably.
Yeah, but it's not my education that matters. I lean upon the wisdom of the Most High for my knowledge and wisdom. That's it. But it was a psychological plan set, and it's still in effect. And they've just added the gay the gay community with it.
Yes. Yeah, and you know, they still working it. Listen, they are relentless with this thing. Hold on. Oh, that's okay. Hold on. Yeah, it's they listen, this is diabolical plan, people. They trying to wipe us out. So it's not just for, you know, hold on, sis. I'm sorry. Kahawat, la ahayiba hashim yishai, wakwadashawat. Khan. Khan. That's the Hebrew for yes. The ancient Phoenician Hebrew, Khan means yes, just so that you know. And she said in the ancient Hebrew, if you're looking at the chat, she put Kal Hawad La Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya Wakwadashwa. It's all glory and praise to Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya. Ahaya is the name of the Most High I am. Praise Ahaya. So yeah. So what happened to Sister? Wait a minute, Sister Kayana, where you at? Where is she? Sister Kayana. Oh, no. Hold on. I don't know how you do a chat. How you do a private chat? Hold on. I don't know. But what happens to Sister Kayana? Are you gonna come on?
Yeah, I was noticing there was the comment section and the private chat section, so I wasn't sure if they
Yeah.
were together.
Yes, I'm looking at that
I
also.
don't know.
Private chat is on.
Oh, the private chat is on?
Yes,
I guess that's for the people that's inside, like us three.
yes.
That's a private chat for us. But if you want to give somebody else a private chat, I don't see how you could do that. I wanted to ask Sister Kayana. Oh, sorry, I was away from the keyboard. I'm on. You're at work. Okay. I understand. Oh, but I wanted to talk about the situation of what's going on. I don't know. You know, I saw the Elder Gabar's video, and I kind of got privy to that at the last minute. But I wanted to find out. What the heck is going on, and why. He gave his excuse of why he was stepping down, but I'm pretty sure there's more to that story than what's coming out. And I gave my take on it in my video of what's actually have been going on and what's going on. You know, I like I said out. They wanted to really take down Elder Ricard and move him out of the way. But there's not anyone who's adequate to do so, who can teach and preach the gospel and break down the scriptures like Elder Ricard does. So it's been a problem, you know? So I guess he just got straight up frustrated, and that's why he's just out to just like move himself out the way altogether. But I'm sure that there's somebody that's in his place who's ever, is going to take the spot. I'm sure it's going to be someone who they put in place, you know? So the only thing, I can suggest to people is as soon as you can, get out because you don't want to be stuck there. You don't want to be stuck there. And you don't know when they're going to hit. The winter is coming again. And the Most High said, pray that your flight will be not in the winter because once the winter comes, it's harder to move, it's harder to travel, all kind of things will come into play. But I don't mean to, you know, I'm not trying to scare anyone. So, I try to keep it, down to a minimum. But you know how I am. It's on my spirit, like come out of her, come out, come out, come out. So I'm like programmed. The most High programmed me.
I know most people don't have income where they can have a savings account. I know I used to be able to keep a savings account. I can't do that anymore. My money just goes for just ordinary things so fast. So I know how it is. But if they could just save up a little money each month, that would help.
But the problem is that our people don't know how to come together. So because there's not like a strong body here, there's so much division here in Jordan, and I have to say that. So because I don't want to bring forth a false narrative. The majority of the men that are here in Jordan, all of them mainly are calling on different names. Okay, so there's not a strong body where you gotta, people are strong in prayer and keeping the commandments to the Most High. It's not that. It's really all over the place because these people are coming out, and mainly the GLCC who call on AHAYAH, they're being held up. All the other people, all other groups that's coming out, they're calling on different names. So that's an issue, you know. So it's hard to build a body here when the men who are coming don't agree
Yeah,
on a
Ahaya
higher.
Ahaya is not going to recognize any
Yeah,
other thing because it
he's
even
not even right. He's not allowing it,
no
and he's not allowing them to come together
right.
either. And they can't. There's nothing getting done. They're not even talking about preparation. Now that's when I was around them, and my little bits and pieces that I hear, they don't even talk about preparation at all. And so it's a mute point. This and then it's coming from a woman too. But hold on, let me read some of the comments. You say, I'm sorry. Okay, remember the Florida group? Yeah, I don't know what happened with that group. I didn't know it was a whole. Was it a whole group? The whole group of Florida people left, or was it just like one brother and his family or whatever? Because you're not gonna get the whole story. Especially me. I'm like enemy number one. So yeah, I'm the last to know. You said he said he has prepared a place for us. We are in the spirit. Sister Sandra Osborne, who you talking about? You saying he said? Are you talking about Elder Recall or somebody else? Oh, Church of Highland Christian coming in October to Israel. Are they looking to stay or are they just going to visit? Sister Osborne. This Church of Highland, who are they? Are they like a Christian church or they're Hebrews? Visiting, okay. But they're Christians, so you're saying they're Christian, so they don't know that they're the Israelites? Okay, no problem. Ak means brother in ancient Phoenician Hebrew. So if you hear me call you Ak, Nigel, that's what I'm saying, brother. But okay, so are you affiliated with that church? Oh, they're Christian. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, at least they got the inkling to come. Uh, you should tell them that they should come to Jordan. We could set them up to see some of the sites here. It's a lot of biblical sites. First of all, Lot's wife, they should come see that. In the cave where Lot stayed, and the Red Sea cross, and so much stuff he enjoyed, but they don't know about it because they only promote Israel, you know. But let me see. Wait, let me go back to that. Yes, Sister Kayana, what about the flood? Was it a whole group that left? I'm sure they still mad about it. A lot of people are jumping ship, not just Gabar. A lot of people are jumping ship because they know they're supposed to leave, and they trying to, you know, make it make sense. It don't make no sense to still be sitting there doing classes on what the women need to do. That don't make sense. And I'm sure a lot of people are like, make it make sense. It don't make sense for us to be sitting here talking about this. Christ has prepared a place for us in the wilderness. Yes, he has, sister. He has definitely prepared a place. Praise the higher, you know? And it's gonna be amazing. He's still, still pouring it out. It's gonna be unbelievable when it comes to that point. But first we gotta get here. And I think a lot of preparation is gonna start here. Like, I mean, before we get in the wilderness in Jordan, but we got to get everything we need. You got to have tents. You got to have a tent. You got to get, food, at least to start. We know that the Most High will provide us with provisions at some point, like he did with Moses and them. But you have to remember, in the days of Moses, they came out with substance. They built the tabernacle. They had sheep. They had goats. They had, the shawl head tents. They had gold and silver. They were prepared so that way they were able to sustain for some time. And then when they started to run out, then the Most High kicked in. So just think of it along that line, because a lot of people think that, oh, we just need to show up to the wilderness, and it's not like that. So if you say like the sister, she's preparing to get here, and then once you're here, you start preparing to be in the wilderness. The Most High will provide some kind of way, whether it's jobs, something will happen where you will be able to start to prepare to get the things that you need.
Sister Connor, there are thousands of uh, workers that work in Jordan from other countries. It
Yes,
doesn't matter whether you're from America or Africa or India or wherever. There are thousands of people that are not Jordanians that come to Jordan to get work. So
yes,
why can't our people go to Jordan to get work, to stabilize themselves?
right. And we can listen. And a lot of people are starting to know that. I mean, the English teaching position. Now, once COVID hit, it made things a little harder. I have to tell you guys, it's not as easy as it was before COVID. But now there's still jobs to teach people English. Everybody wants to learn English. So that's the blessing. That's the Most High providing for us, you know, on the basic level, that you can come out and get some type of teaching job, even if you want to do freelance and you have flyers and stuff, and you get people off the street and you get 4 or 5 people, you know, that you can teach to. There is a way to make some money. Now, if you have any kind of degrees, any like I told you, there was a sister here. She was working in McDonald's and Burger King for years. That she didn't have a strong, you know, education, and she just was able to do the minimum and praise the higher. It sustained her. Okay, so I know brothers who work in restaurants. I know another brother who does maintenance for a building. Now, a lot of the brothers that come here, or brothers and sisters, the main easiest thing is really teaching English. I mean, it's a no-brainer for us because that's our mother language. But there's other jobs you can get, and I know a sister who was working as a secretary. I knew another sister that worked in a publishing company. So, you know, it depends on but you definitely have to get yourself out there, walk around, meet some people, and get it, you know, get yourself in the situation, and the higher will do the rest. But there are different type of jobs, and it depends on where you at, and what can do. You can find some kind of job. And I know a whole family that works, not just the husband works, the wife has a teaching job, the daughter had a teaching job, and the son-in-law had a teaching job. Like everybody in their household was working. The pay is not like it is in America, guys. So just know that when you come in for work here, it's very minimal. And now after COVID, it's even worse. So you may just get enough to get by, and the Most High will bless you. I have worked several jobs here. Like I'm a musician, I'm a singer. I've worked at night as a singer. I work during the day as a teacher, and then I'll do some tutoring. And I worked at an after-school center. I was working like 3 jobs. The pay wasn't great, but together, you know, it was fine. I don't have children, so like if you have children, that's different. You may can only work, you know, a certain amount of thing, or you may can open a little daycare where you can teach English to smaller children that's the same age as your children, but you would have to, make sure your business was together and things like that. But you can do that, and just make some extra money until another situation comes up. Hold on.
Yeah, you've got to look at the bigger picture about this. That you need to get where you need to go to, and don't think you're not good enough to get a little manual job, even if it's a housekeeping job, babysitting job, whatever. You know that you have a higher purpose for being there, and that is waiting on the Most High, AHAYAH, when he comes through that eastern sky. That's the bigger picture right there. And you're in a safe place out of Babylon.
Yep. And listen, I even had to do it when I was in Israel. Most of the jobs, it was easier to get house cleaning jobs. I was cleaning house. I was cleaning people's house, Jewish people at that. Can you imagine? But I didn't really know, when I first left, I didn't really know the truth. When I first left, I was still under the Christian doctrine. I didn't know about being a Hebrew and all this stuff. But I was doing house cleaning, and that was like I did that for a while. And whatever you have to do, to sustain yourself. So
yeah, I'm as myself. I'm thinking about how am I gonna get out of here, and I'm willing to come over and do some house cleaning jobs, even though I have a teaching credential and all that. But I'm willing to do house cleaning to get to where I need to be. Look at the bigger picture,
yes. Yes, you have to. I mean, that's how we have to think. And listen, we have to think also as a body as well. We're so individually driven. In America, everything is separate. But when we start coming together, we have to come together and start thinking as a body. And try to help each other and help, one another, see how we can make it. Because listen, times is getting rough. It's not so easy, brothers and sisters. It's nice to say, oh, I can come out and get a job, but it may, the Most High may even force us to have to come together like that. You said, why are you guys speaking on GOC? Why are we speaking on GOC? See?
Oh my goodness.
Why not? Why not? Why not address them specifically? What city are you in? What do you mean? Why not? Listen. You may not know my story, but I have a long history of running with GOCC because I came to them and asked them questions, and I started getting death threats and harassed and all kind of stuff. So you don't want me to go into that. I'm trying to be on a positive note right now, okay? You don't want me to go into my experience with GOCC, and I've okay.
Sister Connor, everyone, the scripture, the Bible says, the Torah says that a lot of people's eyes are going to be blind, and you just have to let them, let them deal with that. I mean, once they see America going down and there's less and less food in the stores, and you have to go to FEMA camps and all that, they'll be wanting to get out then.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, whatever you have to go through, everybody has to go through their own thing. I was always praying to the Most High. I said, Most High, when I read these things in the Bible, I said, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to have to go through that. So please provide a way. So that's probably why the Most High dealt with me in the way he did, because I was asking. I didn't want to be in Babylon in this time. I believed the scriptures, and I said, Most High, I don't want to go through that. So I thank the Most High.
The scriptures are going to come alive real soon when they take down America, and they're doing it inch by inch. And once our people see that, then they're going to all turn on your side and say, hey, we got to get out of here. But I guess they have to learn it the hard way,
Yeah.
And I guess people are wondering, why am I speaking over here and I'm still in Babylon? Well, there's a reason for that. I tried to get my family, my cousins and some people in my family. I'm originally from Texas. And I can't get them together. So that's why I'm still over here, because I just don't want to travel by myself anymore like I've been doing. So the reason why I'm still over here, I'm waiting on my family, but I can't seem to get them together because they know the truth and they know who they are over there in Texas, but they just don't seem to understand the right place to go to. And they know the right place. And they have the red book and they know all that. But that's why I'm still over here, because I just don't want to travel by myself anymore. But I've been waiting on them and trying to get them to wake up, but it's not happening.
Okay. She's saying, can you please share the story? Okay, let me explain something, sister. The story that you're asking, it's 14 years that I've been dealing with this situation with GOCC. It's 14 years. And all of it is documented, and all of it is on my website. I mean, not on my website. It's on my gathering in Jordan and my Poly Hustle page of what happened when I addressed them. And, this is why there's an issue right today. I don't know if you know of me, but I'm the sister in Jordan that Elder Ricard is constantly talking about and telling people don't go to Jordan. So I'm that sister. And how it all came about is because I came to Elder Ricard. I went to Elder Gabar. I spoke to Elder Gabar first, but this is 14 years ago. So I don't even want to even bring that stuff up anymore. But just to give you a quick synopsis, I spoke to Elder Gabar 14 years ago and told him that they were hacking into my account and they were giving me death threats. And he knew who I was talking about. I was talking about Elder Ricard's wife and the twin sister. They were harassing me. And I told Elder Gabar, and he did nothing. He blocked me, as a matter of fact. He came, I told him what was going on. I was running to everybody. There was a few elders I went to. I went to Elders Zah, a few of them, because I knew where the death threats were coming from, where the harassment was coming from. So I went directly to them, and I spoke to the elders, and I tried to handle things the way the scripture tell me to handle things. And once they did not, comply and listen, and then I started speaking to the congregation of Israel, and it turned into finding out that there was infiltration going on. And this is how it all came about. And this is how this all came about. Just for me coming to my brother and asking them questions. And it just turned into this whole thing. And now it comes out that there's infiltration. There was a reason why they was attacking me, because I was here in Jordan and I was telling people about Jordan, and they wanted to shut me up. So that's why I'm talking about GOCC. Okay? So it's not a game. This is serious. We are the Most High command us to come out of her, my people, and our people are being stalled in Babylon to wait till destruction. Destruction is upon us. When they shut down the first time, we didn't know that that was a test, okay? But it was a test. They tested it. So the next time you shut down, it's not going to reopen. You need to get out of Babylon. Whether somebody tells you to go or whether you just follow the Most High on your own before it's too late. You don't want to get stuck in America. So, yeah, it's important. And maybe you came to this channel for a reason just to hear this. Praise the higher that he have mercy on you, that you can hear another side. Everything is not peaches and cream. There's infiltration amongst the Hebrew Israelite community. There are people who are actively trying to prevent you from getting out of Babylon. There are people who are leading you astray, just like in the time of 70 AD when our forefathers, Jerusalem was about to be taken down, and there were elders and at that time, read the book of Josephus, the story of what happened, because there's nothing new under the sun. In Ecclesiastics 1 and 9, and everything that was will be. So same thing they did then, they're doing it all over again. It's nothing new. So if you read the scriptures, if you study to show yourself approved, you'll know that this is a very, very important time and you need to come out before it's too late. Don't let nobody sit you still. Don't let nobody tell you about no Mexico, because Mexico is still part of the United States and it will not stand. You need to get out off that continent and you need to get within the borders. That's the only place that Most High said he will protect us within his borders. And Jordan is within the borders. It's not Israel. So people say, oh, we're not supposed to be in Israel. Jordan is not Israel and it never was Israel. It's on the outskirts of Israel.
And it's not Africa. The Middle East was northern Africa at that time, and our people had to flee out of Israel to go into Ghana and West Africa.
Right.
Jordan is North Africa. Our people ruled all over that area, from Syria to Iraq, from Jordan. But our people had to flee out of Israel because the Romans came in, started killing our people. So that's why they think, well, we just go back to Africa. They'll say, yo, going back to Africa. No, it's not Africa. It is
not Africa either.
No, it's Israel. But we're not occupied there. The Khazars are there right now, but God is going to deal with them very soon.
Right. So we're not to be in Africa, and we're not to be in Israel at this time either, because it needs to be cleansed. But you can be on the outskirts of Israel, which is Jordan. Jordan is on the outskirts.
And the angels, it says even in the Torah that the angels are going to protect that area of Jordan, the wilderness, where our people will be safe, because the whole world is going to be under the New World Order system, and so that place is going to be safe, protected with angels protecting it. The wilderness down there in Jordan. I've been all over there. I know all about that.
Yeah. Praise AHAYAH. By Hashem Yashaya, there is a place for us. And even the scripture says it's a place of refuge for us at this time. You got to go into the scriptures and study, because people telling you, oh, don't go into Jordan, don't go into Jordan. It's a lie. And y'all have to figure that out. You're being told lies. There's no reason in the world you need to be going to Mexico. Talking about anywhere within the United States when the Most High said, come out of her, my people. Anywhere in that continent of the United States, we are not supposed to be there. So why are these elders telling you that?
You got cartel and drug dealers all down there in Central and South America. You have to be careful when you go over that area, you know. I say definitely not go there, you know. And the borders are that part of Jordan, and the whole world is going to be under the New World Order real soon. And that place is going to be protected by angelic beings, protecting our people in the wilderness. And they're going to try to come after our people in that wilderness.
Yeah.
But
they're going to try to come after us eventually in the wilderness.
But AHAYAH is going to have the elements to deal with it. The elements, you know.
You said, have you noticed the killing of country heads? No. Who? Which heads? I mean, I know they took the man down from Africa, but that was like a year or two ago, right? Tanzania, they took him down because he was pushing back against that COVID. And but who else? Sister Sandra Osborne. Okay, I guess I'm waiting for her to answer. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're letting them know, Sister Lawanda. Let them know, because you know it's not just me who knows these things. You know, this sister's been coming back and forth to Jordan for a while, and she needs to get up out of there. You know, praise the highest.
I don't want to travel. I don't want to travel alone anymore. But my family over there in Texas, I can't get them to. They know the truth and all that. They've been knowing the truth. You know, my family has been knowing the truth for a long time. But I just can't get them to move. So I might just have to forget them and leave anyway. You know.
Okay, Sister Lawanda, the brother, I don't know if that's a sister or brother. It says, hey, sisters, where in the Bible does it say that the angels will protect the area in Jordan? Well, I can just tell you that the Most High is going to protect us when we're in the wilderness. He said, by a fire by night and the clouds by day. Now, he said that he will protect us in the wilderness.
I don't want to go into too much detail about that because it kind of goes into Native American things, you know, my tribe, which is Cherokee. But when it talks about that, the Most High is talking about the elements that are going to help keep us. And the elements are the wind, earth, fire, and those kind of things. And that's what it's referring to, I believe, about that. Fire by day and
clouds by day. I mean that's just the basic answer. That the Most High said He's gonna protect Israel. Clouds by fire, and clouds by day. Sister Judah said in the book of Baruch, if you could give me the chapter and verse, sis, in Baruch, I'll read it if you know it offhand. And I can find the scriptures that tell you that He will do it again, that He will protect us in the wilderness.
Well, just the
by day and fire by night. He will surround us.
The scripture that talks about the woman who gives birth, and the serpent is waiting for the woman in the wilderness to give birth. She's protected. The woman in the wilderness is the remnant, is the nation.
Oh yeah, the church.
Yeah, the church.
And that's in Revelation 12, I think, right?
Yeah.
I'll look it up while we're talking.
Yes, and she will be protected.
He said she was protected in the wilderness for time after time. And she said 2 Baruch 29:3. Is that a Sister JY? You said Sister Kana, praise. We praise AHAYAH here. I made it out of Babylon. Praise the highest, sis. You made it out of Babylon. You're near Cairo. That's a blessing.
Praise AHAYAH Bahashim Yashaya. Praise AHAYAH.
It was deleted. How easy is it to find housing and employment in Jordan? I was just talking about that. Right now they're looking for teachers. It's a good time if you're here now because school starts in September. They're looking for teachers. I mean, it's not a great pay. It depends on your experience. If you have a degree, of course, you can negotiate more money. But for initial having a job, you can find teaching positions here right around this time now. You can, like, wherever you are in Amman, just walk in within your neighborhood. There's all kind of schools. You can do your resume, da da da. They're looking for English teachers. Also, I'm gonna put my email. You can send me, and I'll send you a link. This is for everyone.
About how much is the pay for teachers?
It depends. Like you, of course, you can get high pay. They pay really good. You can get a real good job because you have your doctorate.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a professor. You can get thousands of dollars a month. Depends.
My uncle, he was in Dubai, and I think he's got like.
Huh? I can't hear you.
I said my uncle was in Dubai, and he got like 100,000 at least a year. Plus, he got
how much you got?
Something like 100,000 a year, plus house and some other amenities.
Yeah, you can. Matter of fact, you should go online. I'll send you some stuff, but even that level, like I'm talking on the basic levels.
Mm-hmm.
You can negotiate from where you are now.
Okay.
You negotiate from where you are now, and they'll help you with the flight, the housing, everything. And plus give you that kind of salary. So it depends on your credentials, brothers and sisters. Like if you have a degree, if you got your master's, your doctorate, of course you're gonna make some money. If you just on the basic level, your bachelor's and under, you're gonna get the minimum. But if you can talk your way, it's how good you can talk your way into the situation too, as well. You negotiate, and this says yes, I'm within the borders. It's a kind of. Are you on WhatsApp? Yeah, the WhatsApp in Jordan. Hold on. The WhatsApp in Jordan doesn't. You can't talk on the phone. It's only messaging. But send me an email at Itoja Travel at yahoo.com, and then I'll give you more because I'm also on Skype. All kind of so you can reach me, and then I can send you back the information for jobs and so like that. Okay. Or you speak, and listen, you can do you can speak Spanish. That's awesome. I just ran across a couple of ads for Spanish teacher. So if you can, they like Spanish and French, but Spanish. So you can do that. You definitely could find some work. How soon will you be here? Sister, how soon will you be here? But just email me. I'll send you all the information you need. And I think I'm supposed to send you something too, Najus. I'm sorry because I've been doing videos these last couple of days, so I'll send you some information. If I didn't send you already, I forgot. But yeah, there's work, especially now. Like this is a good time because their schools are now. If you start coming after September and in the middle of the year, it gets harder for these teacher positions.
Sister, I'll stay in contact with you through Skype and through looking at your YouTube channel and Skype. That's the way I'll stay in contact with you.
No, Cairo Egypt is much cheaper, guys, than Jordan, but like the pay is much less. It to me, from what I've seen in my travels, it just depends on where you are. Everything is relatively the same. Like let's say in Egypt, you get an apartment. I forgot what's the Egyptian pound. It may cost you 2,400 Egyptian pounds for an apartment, but which it really comes out to 400 or $500. So that's the same thing here in Jordan. Like, say an apartment, you may could get an apartment like a studio for like 200 JD, which will be roughly about $300, but it's just a studio. You and you don't even make a lot of money. They don't, they don't pay a lot like they pay in America. In America, you make, like in California, I had an $1,800 apartment, and maybe I got paid maybe 800 a month in you know I'm not a month, I mean 800 a week or every 2 weeks. So it's relative to how much you end up paying in rent. You still ain't got no money, basically. So it's the same thing here. The cost of living is different than Cairo. Cairo is much cheaper, but everything is less. You get paid less. You may get a thousand, you know, dollars or in a month, and you have to pay a certain amount, monthly rent. So it correlates like that. So just keep that in mind. But when you look at it, to just Cairo is much cheaper wise than Jordan. But Jordan, when you come, you'll find that everything is cheap here. Even though you don't get paid a lot, the taxis are cheap. The local stores to buy food is cheap. Now, if you try to be going to like the mall and shopping in the mall, then it gets expensive because I don't know how these people do it, but the Jordanian dollar, $100 US dollars is 70 JD. You lose money when you come out the airport. So maybe say if you come with $1,000 from America, when you transfer the money in, you're gonna get 700 JD. So it's, of course, it seems like it's less. But after you pay for an apartment and you're paying for taxis and stuff like that, it's kind of cheap for those things. So you kind of see the balance. I was living in Cairo. I lived in Cairo for 2 years. I was working at the Cairo University as a teacher. And listen, y'all, I didn't like Cairo at all. I couldn't wait to get up out of there. So that was just me. Now there's some people that they can sustain it in Egypt. I mean, in Egypt. In Egypt, I couldn't do Egypt. I didn't like it, and I couldn't wait to get up out of there. And I have not gone back. You know. But that's just me. It was just too dirty, too crowded. At least here, like it's more of a city life in a man. And then when you go down south, it's completely desert. So it wasn't so much like the desert aspect of Egypt. I just didn't really like Egypt. I didn't like it. I didn't feel comfortable there. I didn't feel like this is where I needed to be. Now some people, they feel differently about it. But it's up to you. What you think you can do, and what your standard is and what you can do. I did it for 2 years though. So because I didn't know about Jordan when I initially went to Egypt. I didn't know about Jordan, so I didn't even think to come to Jordan. But praise Ahaya, this is you a diamond. Thanks for the praise Ahaya, bless you, sister. Praise Ahaya Bahashmishaya. But y'all, we've been on for 2 hours, and I'm in the Sabbath already. I have to say Shabbat Shalom to everyone, and I pray you all have a blessed Sabbath. I cooked my meal, and I'm gonna put it up on the channel. I just didn't get a chance to upload it, but I told you guys I was doing the keto diet. So I made my first meal yesterday. I tried the keto rice, which is the cauliflower rice. So I'll upload that onto the channel. And then I made it again today. I made another one with some lamb chops. So, yay! I'm doing the keto diet, and I'm trying to hang in there with the diet and stuff. But guys, I urge that you coming out of Babylon. I pray you don't. I know there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I know a lot of people are telling you like it's okay to sit there, but I urge that y'all get out in time. It's better safe than sorry. Don't be afraid. We have to come out and learn how to trust a higher. And that's what it is for us, sisters. Don't be afraid. I don't know, if y'all want to go, we didn't really get to talk much. And I wish that you guys would come on next time and talk and, you know, talk about this stuff because it needed. And in Niger, you didn't get to speak from a man's point of view. I don't know how many brothers are actually on, or if it's more sisters, but I don't know what the problem is with the men. Why do they hate women so much? Nigel?
Why do women hate? What was your question?
I don't know if you know or if you pay attention because I know you're busy. You're doing your
Right,
business.
I'm in the middle of another text.
There's a bit. I mean, have you heard of Kevin Samuels on YouTube? That
Oh
recently
yeah, I heard of him, and
So there's a whole manosphere where these men are basically blaming women for everything. Okay. And so I went on to a couple of their blogs. They have this
mhm.
blog. You may want to check them out. But I mean, some of the stuff is nonsense, to be honest. Like you hear these brothers talking and they're just talking. It's unbelievable, the conversation too. But from a man's point of view, why do men hate women? They like hate the women and they blaming them for everything. Yeah, you said they always hate it. Yeah. Why? What's going on, Nigel?
Well, hold up a second. Well, I think that I'm experiencing some of this stuff here.
Huh?
Um, Men, well, the one thing that I've been seeing a lot is that men are being, there's a lot of uh, criteria for men, and so we're judged a lot. If you don't have a job, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, you don't do that, then you're not good enough. So I've seen that a lot because, I'm an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get judged like, hey, you're not good enough because you don't have a job. And I'll say, well, I don't have to make money. You didn't ask me how much I have in the bank. So,
Uh-huh.
and I don't disclose how much I got in the bank. So I don't really have to work if I don't want to. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to live at the level that, most people do because I don't really want a lot of things. I just I do my needs pretty much basic, and I might have a lot of old stuff, but then I'm dealing with some other issues with that it's got me a little bit stagnant at the moment. But hopefully, after what I heard today, things will start moving along in that direction. So,
Mm-hmm.
but that's most.
Ladies, can you hear him? I don't know if they can hear you, but there's a lot of sisters in the chats, and they, really like listen. We are the Hebrew Israelites, right?
Okay.
And a lot they're very, very about women have to be submissive. Women have to be submissive, all this criteria. Like, and we don't mind. I think women are, for the most part, we are submissive for the most part. I mean, I know some of us could be a bit talky, and we can
Mhm.
be argumentative, and some of them can be a bit abrasive. So, but for the most part, I think when a woman cares for a man, when a woman, is interested, she likes a man, she they're submissive. No,
Mhm.
what do you
Yeah.
think?
For the most part, I guess it's getting there. I'm I'm trying to think of all my relationships here. So and how they went wrong, especially my marriage.
Okay, wait. There's a comment. I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna put your comment in the thing. This. I'm gonna show you a comment. Hold on. Hold on. She says, "Oh, I can't even read that." She said, "Okay, you must hashtag. You must be willing to work, keep house, raise the children, tend to your husband while he studies the scriptures and sleep with his other wives."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly, sis.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
was the other thing too, is like a lot of these religions, like Islam in particular, since I'm mostly Muslim, um, there's that you can have multiple wives, and being in America, you try to figure out what that means, and how do
Yeah.
you implement that here. So
He tried to figure out how to implement it, huh?
yeah, I think a lot of men are confused and try to implement that, and I've been wondering about that, because you hear about all these people that have these wonderful relationships, wives, famous and otherwise, and they have, they cheat on their wives, and I'm
Right.
wondering what's that about? Is that innate in us? Some people have the theory that it's innate, that that's our nature. We're supposed to have multiple wives because God created us to reproduce, and men can have multiple wives, but women can't have multiple men, because doesn't that doesn't go into that necessity to reproduce and be fruitful and multiply. So and then men are by nature protectors, and women, they're the nurturers. So it goes to that theory that women are going to take care of the kids, men are going to be out there finding the food and bringing it home and stuff. So
So
um,
what you saying? So basically, let me just get it get.
get
So
down
you're
to the
saying so you're into this whole multiple wives thing?
I'm 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 not immune to it. Is what I'm saying. I'm not immune.
Oh my goodness.
I'm the first of 12,
Oh,
and
you really? Oh
yeah, my
wow, you have
dad
12
had
brothers and sisters?
yeah my dad had four mothers, and he also had the fifth wife, but he he
Wow.
he only did the multiple one time, and that didn't work out because he's in America. It did.
Uh-huh.
Everybody has different ideas of
So
how to
what
do
was it? Was he a Muslim or
it. Yeah,
Hebrew?
he's
What?
Muslim. He's
Oh, he
Muslim.
was a Muslim. Okay.
Yeah, so
So you grew up Muslim?
yeah, I grew up mostly Muslim. My mother's Christian. Yeah, hold up a second.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so sisters, now you heard it from him. Now
I gotta take this
now,
call.
but one of the sisters says, "Come on, brother Nigel, help us out." Now we're hearing it from a man, so he's saying he's preferably would like to get into this whole multiple wives thing, but he don't really know how to get into it. But he would. It's
I'm
something
gonna
that
have to.
he's.
I'm gonna have to
Huh?
take this call here. Hold up a second.
Okay. 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 Okay, ladies. So prepare your questions for when he comes back because he had to make a phone call. But basically, he was saying that he's he's open for this multiple wives thing.
Well,
Most of them are.
I was
And I
married,
saw your comments. Sis. Go ahead.
I was married to a Muslim for 30 something years, and it I will address him when he comes. I had a feeling that he might have been a Muslim. I felt that when he came. All about that. But I can tell you, under Abraham, it didn't work so good for him because now we have the problem with the Palestinians because of Hagar, because Sarah was not patient enough to allow the Most High AHAYAH to bring forth a son to her, and they both got into trouble. And so I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's not easy having multiple wives. You have to know how to take care of them financially. I'll wait till he comes back on. He's coming back on.
Yeah, he's coming back on. And so listen, so I saw your comment, sister. You said many men can't handle even one wife. I'm gonna start putting these comments up so y'all can see it. And then that's true. And I think these brothers, I don't know why they. Oh God, no, that makes it smaller.
I was in
Okay.
Jordan. I was in Jordan for three times in Jordan, and I talked to some Jordanian men there, and they were married. And I said, "Well, how do you feel about money?" He said, "Oh no, a lot of them. Most you'd be surprised at the men in Jordan who don't believe in polygamy, who are satisfied with one wife, and they could have many wives, but I talked to them over there while I was in Jordan, and they all know I can't deal with that. I can only afford one wife, and a lot of them are very faithful to their one wife. So this is really just going on with American Hebrew men. They're just running a buck, trying to say, "Oh, I want multiple wives," but really, in Jordan, and I've talked to the men in Jordan, and they said, "Oh no, I'm satisfied with my one wife." You know, you'd be surprised.
I mean, it seems like it's a no-brainer. I mean, these brothers, they can't even handle having women on the side without it being an issue.
Yeah, because you got to give some money to women on the side.
Mm-hmm.
but
But I
go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I did a video years ago about this, about multiple wives, because I feel like sisters are so insecure and jealous of one another that it just doesn't work. And I don't understand why men don't see that it don't work, but I think that the Most High is going to allow it, but it's not going to be in a good way. I think these brothers, when we hear about 7 to 1, I think these brothers are going to really go through it in the wilderness dealing with these women. And by the time they get to the kingdom, they ain't even going to want another wife. They're only going to want one. But I think it's going to be a form of punishment for them, like like gluttony.
Yeah.
They try to grab all the women they can get, and when they finish, they're going to see one is enough. You
Yeah,
know.
I think you're right about that, sister. Sister, I really do. I think they'll be under a test in the wilderness.
Yes, they're going to go through it so they can see that they don't need it. But hard head make a soft behind.
Yeah, I've traveled to India and Pakistan with my husband when I was married, and you'd be surprised of the Muslim men that are satisfied with one wife. Now that in Saudi Arabia that goes on. But most of the Muslim countries, the men are satisfied with one wife. Believe me.
Hmm.
So the Hebrew men are just they don't know what they're in for because handling multiple wives is not easy. So
I know
this is just
it wasn't easy even back then in the Bible when is lawful. It
right,
wasn't easy.
right.
I don't know why they don't
So
accept that, but they have to go through it.
right, they got to go through it because in Saudi Arabia they have that, and but in other Muslim countries, because I've been to India and Pakistan and Jordan, and the men are satisfied with one wife, really. Even though under Islamic law it says that they can have 3 wives legally, but they don't want it. They don't want that.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the sister's comment, Judah. She's saying it's due to centuries of lack. They have lacked for so long. Now that they can have more than one, they don't consider if they should. Right? They just want it. They want it just to see. Right?
Yeah, right.
Well, they're gonna have to go through it. I mean,
Right, they'll have to find out, but yeah.
for one, you're gonna have to be able to take care. You're gonna have to be able to take care of these women. You
Yes,
know.
yes. I asked my husband when I first married him. He was from Pakistan, moved to America, got his citizenship, and I said, "How many wives do you have over there in Pakistan?" He says, not a single one. He said, I'll testify to that. You can ask my brother and my cousins and things. I have no, I don't want to deal with a second wife and a third wife, because you have to, by Islamic law, you have to treat them all fairly, right? And that means money-wise.
Yes. And Judah said, Abba allowed our ancestors to have flesh instead of manna, and what came after? Exactly, destruction.
Exactly.
Con. Let's see. She says some men just love hoarding. Exactly. So let's see. That is a good way to get thrown out of the country. You said that's a good way to get thrown out. What, having multiple wives? That's the one thing that I do with respect. Not one thing, I go by GLCC's teaching, but the fact that they don't encourage that multiple wives thing, that's a blessing, because these men are out of order anyway. That's the last thing they need to be focused on. So that's a good thing that they don't advocate multiple wives in GLCC.
That's one good thing about them. That's one good thing.
Yes. Wait, hold on. Somebody says story time. Oh, yeah, you said then in the wilderness, right? We will have 7 to 1, but it don't necessarily have to be wives. But
that means you take care of another woman who doesn't have a covenant.
Right.
In Hebrew, it's called the muhadim, under a covering. And
right.
A man can take 2 or 3 wives, 2 or 3 women to help them and protect them. That doesn't mean you have to go to bed with them, sleep with them. That's what that scripture means,
It's just providing a covering. But we, if we have to deal with how people are operating now, you can see how even that can get out of hand. That can be a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they're just not, they're not in control. But I wanted to read one of these comments. Hold on. She said, if you can't maintain them, nor can't be fair with your wives, then you are in big trouble if you don't provide what these women need. Exactly. Yeah.
Even in the Quran, it says if a Muslim man doesn't take care of his second or third wife properly, God's gonna, on the judgment day, he's gonna be held accountable for that.
Yeah. It's the same like the scriptures.
Yes.
But yeah. And I mean, and it's clear. I mean, you can see how they operate and that they can't handle it. It's not going to be it's not going to be a good thing. It's just not. So, people are going to go through what they got to go through. She said, story time. I miss marshmallows so much because of pork. I found some vegan marshmallows and ate a whole bunch. I immediately got sick, vomited. Wow. We don't need all that. I see. That's the truth. That's the truth. She said, let me put that up there so y'all can read it. Yeah. Hold on.
Wow. Oh, my.
Okay, I'm back.
Good. The ladies are waiting for you. They want you to expound. Well, first of all, you have to read some of these comments first before you even. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna back up a little bit.
I see something say dictator men try to control you. They can't hate you. I was accused of being a dictator. Actually, I might still be.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like see, a lot of women we know the whole submission thing, and rightfully so. Somebody has to be the head of the household, so we get that. Right. We understand that. But it just seems like men go a little overboard with this.
Yeah, I think
they get really excited about this whole submission thing, and I don't know. Is it a way that we can? There got to be a medium.
Yeah. So what I've been contemplating I guess this is exactly what I've been thinking about a lot. It's like how am I this person and how
Wait,
are other
wait,
guys?
wait. Can you speak up because I can't really hear you?
I said I should have got my mic. How am I this person that is the controller all the time, and how do I, change that, and how are other guys doing it, and what is wrong with their methods? So I'm going through. So one of the things I learned too is that most most people that I know tend not to communicate totally. They're like missing on a lot of things. They don't really say, I want this and I want that, and is this something I can get from you, and can you do that? And and then there's um that other thing too, which is when they do want something, is more like you and why, or something like that. Those are the two words I'm trying to avoid right now. It's like, you do this, you do that, instead of, I would like for you to do this. Is it okay? And why didn't you do that? Or instead of saying, I would have liked you to do it this way, or something like that. It turns out to be an attack, and I didn't know that. And so it's been a challenge to try to get used to using I messages instead of you. And I've seen a lot of people, they still with the you this and you that, you need to do this and you need to do that. And so that's where a lot of people have to get into different mindset when it comes to that. Understand that people will take the you as an attack. I know I
Yeah.
wasn't one of those that realized that. I was that, you do this, and then it made my ex-wife feel uncomfortable. So so and I was like, why? And then
So you hear
my
that? You hear that, ladies? You hear what he's saying?
mm,
Can y'all understand? Let me see. Let me see.
see if you're getting some feedback.
Yeah, hold
Yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let me put this one up there. Let me just go down the line. It
Mm-hmm.
says they will get sick and need to vomit, or then they will repent and stop being gluttonous. Or they're talking about the multiple wives.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what this one says. It says, "Hi sister, can you please tell us how to get to Jordan and link up with the brothers and sisters who are already there? How about a few shows on life there and what we can expect in the local
Yeah.
life?" Okay, Shalom is brother Christopher. The thing is, it's very hard to get brothers and sisters to like come online and talk and like I'm doing. Nobody wants to be on camera. Nobody is open to to this type of thing. So also, there's a big issue here. There's a lot of people who are coming out, but the majority of them are calling on Yah. And I don't ascribe to that God, Yah. I call on AHAYAH. So it's a real, meticulous situation here because, the Most High was like, you must worship me. That's what he told me before I left. So I don't get into the whole Yah, nothing. I don't deal with that at all. So it's hard to really talk with brothers and sisters and kind of explain to them. When people are just waking up, they just getting the truth. They calling on the name that they was told, and so it's hard to get them off of that. So you kind of got to let people be, let them figure it out, and when they're ready, they're ready to come. But it's a higher who's calling the people out of Babylon. So it's very important that you first get in order with the God who's calling us out, so that way you can receive your blessings and you can be protected here. Because there's no sense of you coming here and getting destroyed. So that's an issue. So, you know, I try to help people get information. You can send me an email at travel at yahoo.com. I'll send you everything about Jordan and what you need to know. And then once you get here and you get settled and you start, meeting people and you have to make a decision. Because I don't want to send you into the wrong hands of people that's calling on different gods and stuff like that. I can't do it.
I just want to say this, Sister. Most of the people that are coming out of America, Babylon, are from the tribes, the lost tribes of Israel anyway, which are the Native Americans who were here before Columbus came. And in all the tribes here, our people were saying AHAYAH, AHAYAH, AHAYAH in their ceremony. So we, as American Hebrews, should know the word AHAYAH anyway. It comes in our Native American culture. So they need to get familiar with the word AHAYAH, because the enemy has put Y and Jehovah into this to keep our people off of the name, because AHAYAH's name is powerful and it needs to be recognized. So, so American Native people who are us, brown and black people with the red people of America, should know.
But sister, you have an echo still. I don't know if they can hear you, but I could barely make out what you're saying. I don't know why there's an echo.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I was too close to it.
No, but there is an echo. I don't know where's that coming from.
I don't know why. I've cut off all the other tabs, so there are no tabs.
How about your phone?
My phone, I'm just using my computer. The phone should be, it's saying that everything is okay. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Maybe I was too close to it. But as I was saying, most American Hebrew people have in their culture the name of AHAYAH, because we are the true natives of America. When Columbus came here, the red and the brown and the black American Indian people, that's us. And we didn't come from Africa. There were Judah that went into Africa, but there were already natives over here in America, and that's us. And we should already know the word AHAYAH. It's in our ceremony. So it's very important to use the word AHAYAH, because it has power in it. And the enemy has deliberately brought in this Jehovah and Y into the vocabulary to keep us off the true name, because it has power in the word AHAYAH. So that's all I had to say.
I'm sorry, I'm talking and this thing is muted. I was saying, Christopher, so I hope that answered your question. I put my email in the link. You can send me an email and I'll send you all the information on Jordan. Okay? Now, as far as but there are a lot of brothers and sisters here. I just don't deal with a lot of them, So that's a little, you'll have to come out and kind of get yourself situated and then make your way. But there are some brothers and sisters here, and when you send me an email, we can talk. And if depending on, like, if you're calling on Yah or whatever, like, I can link you up with those folks who call on Yah. But I'm not here, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm trying to tell people who the power that's calling us out of Israel. His name is AHAYAH. And so, I don't know what those people who call on Yah, I don't know what they're going to do when it's time to go into the wilderness. But I know I can't be dealing with that power, that God at all. But, the Most High, he chastised me a couple of times about this. So I'm very clear on that. So you can let me know when you email me, like what you're working with, or you can talk about it now. Do you call on AHAYAH, brother? Christopher, do you call on AHAYAH? A broken man She says, and I'll wait for you to answer. She said, a broken man and a few broken women will never make a pol- wait, hold on. A
I guess
polygamous.
it's supposed to be polygamous.
Yeah, well, that's true. One broken man and several broken women. That's an issue.
So as I,
Okay, hold on.
so as
It
I,
says,
so as I was
even in the days of old, broken Jacob and his broken wives were not able to live in the peace that Abba intended. And we've been broken since the garden. So, yeah, basically. Okay, there's my email address, brother. I'll put it up there for you.
So
Okay.
I hope they understand what I was saying about the name of Ahaya in the American culture. You know, it's in our culture already. There's no reason to be speaking Jehovah and Yah and all that. You know.
I know, but it's hard to tell our people that because they were taught this name. But brothers and sisters, y'all must really know and hear that the name Ahaya is the name of the God that's calling us out to the wilderness. A lot of people are talking about coming to Jordan and going to the wilderness, but they haven't even gotten the correct name of the Most High. And you will just come here to get destroyed here because the Most High is a jealous power. So I know a lot of people are calling on Yah and Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahweh, and all that. But coming to Jordan, you must know that it's I am that I am. Ahaya, Asher Ahaya. He's calling the people out and telling them to come worship him. So it becomes a conflict of interest if you're talking about coming to Jordan and you calling on another name. So, and that's another reason why 2/3 will get cut off here in this wilderness. So I just want to be, just so our brothers and sisters will know that y'all will be clear that the Most High Ahaya is not the same as Yahweh and Yah and Jehovah and Yahweh Shai. Those are different gods. And the Ten Commandments state, put no other God before me. So you really need to be clear on the power that you're serving. Okay, I know you thinking you want to save your soul and come out of Babylon, but if you're calling on the wrong God, that's not going to help you. Okay. Okay, right now there's an issue going on. Let me explain that too. I'm glad you asked me that. You reminded me. Let me put that question up. Excuse me, my throat is itching. She said, how long can you stay in Jordan as a U.S. citizen? Good question. Because if you, some of you saw my videos, I have been advocating to get the 5-year visa, 5-year visa. Now, what I'm being told is the 5-year visa is just only for you to be coming in and out of Jordan for 5 years. Now, when we got when we first got the 5-year visa, they was telling us that you can just come in and that was your visa, and you didn't have to renew it until the 5 years. But now they're saying they changed it, and they're saying that you still have to go in and out of the country. You just don't have to pay for the visa. Which, if that really don't make sense to me, because you don't pay a lot for the visa as a U.S. citizen anyway. But I guess, they're saying it now. Maybe it's like $40 or something, so you don't have to pay that $40 entry, but you still have to go out every 3 months and every 6 months. It don't really make sense. But now, when I was in Egypt and they gave us a 3-year visa. And that visa, you had it for 3 years, and you was able to go. It was a multi-entry. You can go in and out, but you didn't have to go out in 3 months. Here, they're saying this is what you still now they have to do. You have to change and go out and come back in the country so they can stamp the visa. This is what I'm hearing. Now, I'm hearing this from only Israelites. I myself had called the embassy when we first found out about the 5-year visa. I called them myself and it wasn't that you had to go in and out, but now they're saying that you must go in and out every 3 months again. So
That,
it's like it's really worthless to even bother getting the 5-year visa.
yeah, right. That's
But
just
yeah,
that's
but at least you don't have to pay that 40 JD every time you go in and out.
that's
But it's like, how many times do you go in and out? You know? But I mean, I guess every 3 months or every 6 months.
that
So
makes sense. That's
now
still a
it
tracking device, tracking
yeah,
people.
it don't make sense. But some people may be getting their information wrong. You never know. Now I have a work permit that I have been using for the last couple of years. So I didn't get the 5-year visa only because I've always worked, and they renewed my visa, my work permit every year, which gave me the working visa. So I didn't have that issue, and I don't have that issue. So I would suggest that you guys call the embassy to find out and let them tell you for sure, so you'll know what to do. I have a link because the old link that I have that I give out in the email. When you email me, I send you back a whole list of things that you can do and what I found to be best to do. Even how to get the 5-year visa. It's in the email. So if you email me so that I don't have to like go digging for it, I'll send you the whole, I send out a long list of things to people who are interested in coming. And one of them is the 5-year visa, which they changed it now. So I don't no longer have that link that we first had. So that's probably what it is too. They changed everything. Maybe there's a lot of people that started coming because let me just tell you guys also in Egypt, they started deporting people in Egypt because of this whole visa thing. They used to give you like a 3-year visa, but now they seem like they're only doing the same thing. I guess because we're the children of Israel and we're going to be prosecuted, guys.
That's
So
what it's about. That's what it's about.
yeah,
Israelis can get 5-year visas to Jordan now, but I bet you they don't have to go in and out of the country. And
right.
that's just a process.
It's just a way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just a way to cause us problems. But brothers and sisters, I have to tell you this, so that you don't operate in fear and you don't be afraid. The reason why we're coming out, the reason why we making this journey and the Most High is commanding us to come is that we get back to learn about our Father. So we're not coming here to be convenient, it's not going to be convenient. We're going to be put into some inconvenient situation because we're going to be tried and tested. You have to learn how to trust the Most High, period. People want to come here, they want to have visas, they want to work, they want to do everything like they was in America. But the reason why we're coming out is to learn to trust AHAYAH for everything. So when you're worried about your passport, you're going to pray to him and he's going to provide a way for you. When you're running out of money and you need a job, you're going to pray to your Father and he's going to provide. And that's the difference. We're so used to having governments take care of us, brothers and sisters, that we don't know how to depend and have faith. I mean, real faith in our Father. And that's why a lot of people are hesitant about coming out because the faith level is very, very low. Now, I can only give you my testimony, y'all. Before I got my job, now I was working my job for 9 years, right? But before I had that, because I've been here for 14, going on 15 years, I had issues with my passport the whole time. I had to go in and out. Then it was at a point where I stopped going in and out, and I was worried about my passport. The Most High had to teach me how to trust him, where I had police coming up to me and asking me questions. I had to learn to trust the Most High because if it was time for me to leave, He would allow me to have to go. And this is the kind of faith and the trust, brothers and sisters, that y'all gonna have to learn to have. You're not gonna come over here and everything is gonna be perfect for you. You're gonna be tried and tested through things like your passport, like this, like that. That's why I'm saying to you, it's important that you know the correct God to call on. You can't be calling on um the YAH God if it's a higher who's doing all the protecting us and doing everything for us? He's a jealous power, and he's going to give you time to correct it, but eventually your time is going to run out. So I'm saying you have to get these kind of things right first. Get the name of the power that's calling us out. I know we was taught and we were told one thing. I was calling on the J name for years. That's who I thought. But when I found out the truth and when I heard the name, it resonated in my spirit. Once I saw I am that I am and I started to read the Hebrew, listen, it's a no-brainer. So, I mean, I understand people want to stick to what they thought they knew, but the Most High is coming to call us back. So there may be some adjusting that you're going to have to do, and you're going to have to figure this thing out before you come out here. Because I would hate for you to be part of that 2/3 group that don't make it. Okay? Yes, so that's important. I don't know, a lot of who and I don't really even need to get in what power you serving, but even I need to know because I don't associate with just any power. I'm not allowed to. The Most High ain't playing with me, and I need to walk in line with the blessings of AHAYAH. He is the one who is providing for me here. Without him, I don't have nothing. So I have to be upfront with you and tell you these things about AHAYAH, about the type of power he is. He's a jealous power, like he talks about in the scripture. He's not having it, y'all.
In the Old Testament, the Pharisees changed the name of AHAYAH to Jehovah. And all the Jewish people and Christian people still keep that name, Jehovah, Yahweh, and all that. But those are fallen gods. There's a higher God over all those other gods, and that is our God, AHAYAH. I am that I am. And we have to come back to that. It's power in that name. And the enemy is trying to keep even the Hebrew people off of the real name. Now, yes. Elder Ricard, I can just say for Elder Ricard and the GOCC, they do keep the name AHAYAH, but they fail in other ways too, of course. But yes. It's important to come back to that name. Yes. Our people already had that name over here in America in the beginning. Not Judah, but Israel. Yes. Ephraim, Gad, and that nation. So we have to come back to that. That's his real name.
Yes, and that's so important. And you will see how the Most High will just take care of you and bless you. I saw your comments, brother, that you saying you're thinking about coming out. So we're going to be tried and tested here. How much do you trust him? How much do you believe? How much do you really believe what the Most High is saying, that he's calling you out? And it may not be picture perfect, but he said he will deliver you. Do you believe it? Do you know that it may not be picture perfect, like you can buy a house and you can live here like you living in America? No, we're going intense. Eventually, according to the scriptures, we're going to run out of food, and he's going to provide it. He's looking to be our provider. So he's drawing you out, and you coming into a place that you're not going to be protected like that, meaning you're not going to have a house, and you're going to rent an apartment when you first come, but you're going to prepare to go into the wilderness, and you're going to prepare to live in tents, and you're going to prepare to eat out and dwell in the wilderness, and we're going to have sheep and goats. But also the Most High is going to take us through some tests. He said we're going to be tried and tested that we come out like fine gold. Now, I don't know what your test is, but I know what my tests were. And I had some tests, brothers and sisters. Y'all don't want to know what I had to go through. And I don't want to scare you. I don't want to make you like, oh, I don't want to go, because I don't want you to be in that spirit. Just know that AHAYAH will take care of you. But you have to
just look at the Old Testament. Our people were tested, and those who had the faith, the higher faith, they were taken out of the Babylonian hands, and our people were, but those whose faith was little, They didn't make it through. But those whose faith was high, AHAYAH never failed them in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He made a way for us, guys, and we have to believe it. You have to believe that the Most High is going to take care of his people. He said it in his word, and his word won't come back void. Trust it.
Keep that
So
finger
don't worry about, getting a job. You're fine. You'll get what you need. He will provide. If you need a job, then you need to come out and get one. You better hurry up. That's all I can say. Like, you better hurry up because, it do run out. This is in the season for teaching jobs. If you have any kind of degree and you can teach, English jobs are easy to get. They have other kind of jobs. When you send me the email, I can send you a list of different kind of jobs. If you can see what's good for you and what works, if anything. You can go online now before and just type in, jobs in a man, and you'll get a certain list. And, so it's not hard, but we do have to come out and we have to prepare. I can help you get apartments. I can give you a list of apartments, some cheap, some expensive. Most people, they want to live a certain way, when they come out so they can feel some similitude of at home, so it depends on, but it runs from low budget to very high. You can get very high quality apartments here to live in, or you can get very cheap, and you're going to get what you pay for. So just, keep that in mind.
It's going to be a slave system under America real soon, and you can't wait too long. For myself, for me, I'm ready to live in a tent down there in the wilderness. I don't care about having a house or apartment. I've been to Jordan many times. I've lived in the apartments. It's okay for a while, but it's going to be martial law all over the world, and we're going to be protected in the wilderness. And it's only for a short time because our Messiah is soon to come, real soon. And he's going to knock down all the borders and start all over again with his kingdom. With his kingdom. So we won't have long to go through a little hardship, but it'll be worth it in the end because he's coming real soon. And the enemy knows that. The New World Order knows that. They're scared.
Yeah.
They're just trying to keep the bloodlines. They're just trying to kill the bloodline off so Messiah won't have a bloodline to come back to. But the devil is a liar,
Yes. And brothers and sisters, that the reason why I'm saying come and get an apartment first, because you need to get the things that you need for the wilderness. You got to get a tent. You need a heater because it gets cold in the winter, when the seasons change. You need blankets and all the things that you're going to need. You need to see how things work. You know what I'm saying? So you need that time to get an apartment, get yourself settled in, and then start to get the things that you need. While you're in the apartment, you start to buy things that you need for the wilderness. And you'll see it'll work out just fine. But it's important that you get in here to start to prepare. Because, you don't want to be running in with the shirt on your back and then talk about, oh, I need a tent. You understand?
Yeah. Get the apartment first. And
yeah, or I need a job, and all the jobs are, there's no jobs no more because, some kind of pandemic hit. Now you want to talk about a job and they're not even allowing you to go outside. So you don't want to be in that predicament. You want to get in here before, while things are open, get the things that you need, and go and make a smooth transition down, and it'll be fine.
Sister Connor, I think the Most High is keeping it open now to give the people time to get out, and so they need to listen. They need to listen to what you say.
Pray. I pray. I pray that they hear and they. It's not hard, brothers and sisters. Really, people make it more harder than it really is. I mean, I know it's scary because it's something that you never done. Like going to a new country and then having to find work, and what I'm saying. But it's not hard and it's not impossible because they do it all the time. Think about all the immigrants that come to America.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They come here, they don't know nobody. They come, they get a little place to stay. They sleeping on somebody's floor half of the time, or somebody has to help them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. They do it all the time.
Right, they do it all the time. We making this such a task, really, but they do it all the time. And there's a lot of immigrants here. There's Egyptians here. There's Indian people here. There's a lot of Chinese people, Korean. There's a
Yes,
lot of different nations that live in Jordan that come here to seek a better life, to find work. They have enough money for a month or two until they could find some kind of work. You
yes.
know.
When I was in Jordan, I saw people from India, from
Hmm.
Pakistan, from all
Hmm.
other countries, from Indonesia,
Yep.
from China, and they
Yep.
come there and get work, and they're glad to be there because their
Get
countries
it.
are not so good.
They have a huge Indian community. They have a huge Russian community here. Um, like we're probably the only nation that's really not up in here like that. There's not a big black community like that. There's a few Israelites here. They're coming now, but I'm saying over the years since I've been here, there was all the other nations were here
Yeah, yeah, they're
except
living
here.
there. When I was living in Amman, Sister Kana, I saw Russian families, and they've been living there for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And
Yeah.
other nations too. So our people have got to get out of this uh, uh, plantation over here, and
Yeah, it's procrastination. There's no reason in the world, and I don't like to like dog out our brothers so bad, but there's no reason in the world for it's taking this long for our brothers to come out and get situated here. It doesn't take. It's not that hard,
well,
So
really,
to
it,
make such a big thing about it, like it got to be done this way, and we got
I,
to do it.
I think the Most High is going to have to force them out because it's going to get so hard here in America real soon. They're going to be just looking, oh, I got to get out of here because it's going to be very uncomfortable because they want to take America down financially.
Right.
So why not just get out now before all that starts?
And the longer you wait, the harder it's gonna be. You make it harder on us. For one, you can't find jobs. You're waiting so long, especially after COVID. You make it so hard because it's harder for us to find jobs. In a mass amount of us because we done waited till COVID came and da da da. But there's brothers and sisters who've been working who worked through COVID. A lot of them didn't lose their jobs. So some people stayed working the whole time and still working. But it may be a little harder for others to come and find work, but now it's starting to open up again. But I'm just saying, we making it harder on ourselves because we're trying to make it such a big deal.
It's told in the scripture to us that we're not to take the mark of the beast, and they're getting ready for this banking system to turn into that mark of the beast, where you're not going to be able to transact or do any business unless you take that mark. So it's best to try to hurry up and get out of here because it's going to come
Hmm.
down worldwide, but at least you're going to be safe in that wilderness.
Hmm. Yes. And Sister JY say, is it necessary to renew our visa all the time? Some I hear pay less if they wait. No, now see what happens is it's a catch 22. Like I say, because now you have to think about it. If you say you get here and how you forbid, like in 6 months, they start this nonsense again, right? You're not going to be able to go in and out the country anyway. You're going to sit still and do what you have to do and move around as minimal as possible and try to get what you need to get. This is how I try to tell brothers and sisters to operate anyway. Spinning your wheels going back and forth and spending your money. I mean, that's best if you have it. But people have to remember, we have to remember, we are coming to this place. It's a place for refuge. We're running for our lives. And I don't want to say too much, but just know that you're running for your life. So you have to move accordingly. We're not coming here on vacation. It's not to come and see. We're not a wait and see kind of thing just to see. This is for real. And the Most High said, come out of our people. People are, nations are going to be coming up against us. So we're right here as a place of refuge. It's not you know, it's not a walk in the park. It's something serious, and we need to take it serious. So, you know, that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. If it comes down to back to a shutdown again, what you gonna do? Unless you have the, the jab, you ain't gonna be able to go in and out anyway, right? So,
They're trying to start another pandemic anyway, so that
right,
this one will be the last one, and it never will be an open up
right.
again.
So,
You know?
so that's what I'm saying. So act as if. Just get in here and act as if, because you know what it's gonna come down to. So all I'm saying is get out of the mindset of feeling like you need to have so much security. Your security is in the higher. That's where the security is. You understand? It's not in the piece of paper you may get. That's not the security. The security is trusting in the higher and believing what he said he's going to do, and just preparing for that time. That's what.
The people all over the world have been protesting against their governments and the lockdown. Well, the Antichrist system is going to deal with all the people of the world through the monetary system, the money system, because you can't do anything without money, whether you're in Russia, America, wherever. So they've got a hookup with a big computer system over there in Switzerland to hook up this banking system. Well, you're not going to be, it's already started in China, a monetary system over there, and it's going to come to Canada, then America, then all over. So it's best to get out of this money system because you're not going to be able to use your money anyway. So you might as well use it now for your survival and keeping of your bloodline of your nation. I've been to Jordan 3 times. Like I said, I'm a senior. I'm not a newcomer. And I've been to other countries, and I know that they're after us, our bloodline.
Yeah.
They're after us. They don't care about the other nations. The other nations are all worshiping other gods, Allah, Hindu, Krishna, all that. They're after us because they know our Messiah is a melanated Messiah. And they know that he's coming for his bloodline. It's very important to get ourselves. I will eventually, I'm going to get out. I'm trying to get my sister out, but she's not listening to me at all, Sister Connor. Pray that my sister will listen to me. She's very dear to me. She lives down in Florida, and that's the reason why I'm holding on, trying to get her out. But she's so stubborn. She lives in Florida. So please, her name is Rochelle. Please keep her in prayer because I don't want to leave without her, but I may have to go, you know? I really don't.
Yeah. That's what's hard, trying to convince our family members, and they're not, they're not willing to, make a move, and you find yourself. I have another friends. Listen, I have some people that were here, and they were here, right? Then they started worrying about their family members, and they went back to Babylon trying to convince them to come. And then, don't you know, when they got back there, they still was telling them they're not going. They thought they were going back to get them, that they said they were coming. And then they changed their mind. They don't want to go. So then, I don't know, they're supposed to be on their way back, but they haven't made it back since. And that's another thing I just need to tell brothers and sisters, like, don't take it for granted that you can even go in and out so freely, because listen, a lot of people have left and they try to come back and they not even able to come back for some reason. Stuff be happening. I don't know if it's the Most High. Most High be testing people, and if they don't get through it, then they can't even, for some reason, something is always stopping them from coming back. So don't take for granted that once you come out, or you could just go back and forth and this and that. No.
That's right.
Sometimes people go out and they don't get to come back in, and they wish they stayed in.
That's right.
So you have to really put this in your mind that it's a blessing that the Most High is even allowing you to get out.
Well,
a lot of people they can't make it out, and a lot of people have come and left and can't get back in for some reason.
Yes.
And I don't know why, but it happens. So don't play with this thing. It's a blessing. Take the blessing, and don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
And if you can't, if your family won't listen to you, what does the scripture say? You just have to give it to them and keep on going. See.
I could tell you a lot of stories. A lot of people, they come here and they don't do right. and the next thing you know, they got put out the country, and there'll be somebody that live next door to them. They don't even have no problems,
Yes,
but for some reason, this person got kicked out because
yes,
it's the Most High.
yes,
He's
that's
picking and
right.
choosing.
That's right. And another thing, you can't go over there. I'm not going to call names or anything, but flashing money or trying to get a whole lot of ghosts and things. What will happen is you'll get the attention of the Muslim people around you, and that's
Mhm.
not a good thing. Just stay humble and stay quiet. That's what I
Yeah,
did. That's what I did over there. My
yeah,
my issue was something else. I was held.
yeah.
My situation, I was held hostage down in Petra by a crook
Mhm.
and couldn't get away. And I had to sneak and get away. But
Mhm.
that was not my fault. But I didn't go there and start any problems or anything. I was a woman by myself, and I shouldn't have went
Mhm.
by myself. So next time I come, I don't really want to go by myself. But if I have to,
But
I will.
a lot of times you try to tell people how to do things, how to move, and people want to do their own thing. They want to do things, and see, most high be putting people through stuff so
Yeah,
they'll learn the lesson. You
yes,
can't come out here just thinking you in America and you can do whatever you want to do.
exactly.
You understand? You have to do things a certain way. You got to carry yourself a certain way. You
Right.
don't get involved with just anybody.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
right.
to be careful. You
That's
know,
right. That's right.
you have to move. You have to know how to move, and you can't just get involved with just anybody.
That's
And
right.
it's just a lesson you have to learn. You know,
I know people that went there and did a lot of talk and got attracted a lot of Muslim people to them. I didn't do.
oh,
People didn't even know I
sister,
was there.
you asking me? Oh, sister Sandra, you saying what city are you in? You talking to me? I thought you was talking to another sister. I'm in Amman right now. I'm in Amman. If that question is for me. I'm in Amman right now. So I came back up. I was in the wilderness for a while and I did some of the videos. But once everything started opening back up, I came back up because it's always more preparing to do. I will be preparing until I can't prepare no more. So, oh, so you're back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get going here. So
Yeah, I know it's 3 hours, guys. So, is there any more questions you want to ask
me, oh,
or anybody? If you want to ask Brother Nigel or
yeah,
Sister
I
Luana
was
or
wondering if
myself?
anybody had a question for me before I got out here.
I am Sister Lawanda. I was married to a Muslim from Pakistan for 30 something years. He passed away recently. But I do know in Islam it says it's acceptable for a man to have 4 wives. But I've been to India and Pakistan and other countries, and most Muslim men don't really want a second and third wife. That's only in the Saudi, Dubai, and over
Mhm.
down in there. I've lived in Jordan 3 times, and I've talked to Jordanian men, and they laugh and tell me, "Oh no, I'm satisfied with my wife," even though it is allowed 4 wives. And but you have to treat every wife according equally. And most men don't have money for that, and most men don't even want that anymore. Most Muslim men, this is just going on with the Hebrew community, really. And
Mhm.
I do know because I was with Muslims for many years. Was married to a Muslim man for many years, Pakistani. And so I've traveled to other countries with my husband, and the men laugh and say, "Huh, I'm only satisfied with 1 wife." So this is a trend going on with the Hebrew men, and they've got to learn, like Abraham learned.
Yeah.
Abraham learned that he didn't have to have Hagar. If Sarah and Abraham had been faithful, God would have given them Isaac anyway. So I,
Yeah, because when you got off the phone, brother, we started talking about that whole multiple wives thing, and we were saying that brothers really gonna have to learn a lesson about it. They
Yeah, I think
sound
so.
it sounds good for most of these brothers, and it's something that they would like to do and get into it, but it's like it's a problem dealing with 2 and 3 and 4 women, and you have to, for one, be able to take care of these different households because the Bible says that a woman shouldn't diminish from what she has. So if you take on other wives, you know,
Yeah, that's a whole subject that probably somebody needs to tackle. And,
Yeah, I
yeah,
training to men across the world on all the aspects of it. It's
I
definitely sounds good, and we got.
but a lot of the Hebrew brothers believe that. But the mainly the people that we deal with, they don't go by the multiple wives thing. You know, they don't teach on that. You know, brothers and sisters who call on the higher and through the GOCC, they don't believe on men having multiple wives, which is good because it's a headache, you know. But I know for men, they would like it.
really, we're not under the Mosaic law anymore. We're under the Melchizedek, under our
Yeah,
Messiah,
under Christ.
under Christ.
And when
so
and when
really,
you go in the scriptures,
when
he
our
said
Messiah,
it's good for a man to have one wife.
exactly, when our
Yeah.
Messiah came down there in Galilee, he told the people, they asked him about that, and he said, one man should have one wife. It was
Yeah.
established through the Melchizedek order. The Mosaic order does not apply nowadays. But even Muslim men only want their own wives, really. I know. I was going to
We're
the
gonna have to
mosque.
revisit
I
this.
was going to the mosque. I was going to the mosque for many years on the women's side of the mosque. So I know all about Islam.
Listen, he said he gonna have to revisit that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you could go into the scriptures about it, but we're gonna come and do this again next week, guys. On Fridays, I will do this. You know, we can kind of talk about this. You know, I want to talk about the men and women issues. We could talk about Jordan coming out. Any kind of travel questions you have, anything like you guys had some great questions and what to expect. But I think really y'all should focus on learning to trust a higher because we're going to be in the wilderness. So we're going to be shut off from the system here. You understand?
Yeah.
So all the things that you're going to be concerned with, initially when you come out, you want to get a job. You want to make sure you can go in and out. You want to do all those things. But just know when we get ready to go in that wilderness, we're going to be shut off from most of all of this other stuff. So the trust,
most of
with the higher is the most important thing.
The new
Learning
world order that won't even know you're
We
there
gotta say goodbye, y'all.
in the wilderness. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nigel,
All right.
for coming.
Shalom.
Bless you.
Shalom.
So y'all have any more questions, guys? I hope this was helpful, and I hope y'all just send me an email and I can send you the information about Jordan, some things you need to know about banking, different things like that. Now, if you want to open an account here, the easiest way is when you get a job. Usually, they'll pay you through the bank, so you'll get banking set up. But if you don't have a job, it's a little more harder. It depends on the bank, but there's like one or two banks that I've dealt with that will give you an account, especially if you have some account in America and you have funds coming out monthly. It's an easy access for you to get maybe one or two of these accounts. But some of them give you a hard way to go. But I find that there's two banks that are pretty open. So when you come, we can you can go there and try to open the account. Sometimes they turn people away, and sometimes they just give people their account. So I guess it depends on the situation. But I think it really helps if you have, like, say, if you have a check coming into your account, Social Security account, or something like that, a disability account or something, then you can open an account and have the funds transferred like that. Because it's kind of like a work situation or a form of, income.
Yes, if you have a Social Security Security or a widow's pension or you're under Social Security here, it's easily to deposit through the Jordanian banks with the transition. It takes maybe a month or 60 days or something like that, but it will work, for people like that. But for the other people that work, it's a different system. People that are looking for work that have to work. So shallow.
Guys, I was on mute the whole time.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
talking,
I couldn't
talking,
hear you.
talking.
I couldn't hear you.
Huh?
I couldn't hear you at all, but I can hear you now.
Okay, I was on mute. Sorry. Okay, so let me say it again. So I was saying about the banks. Like it's easy if you get a job here. More times out of 10 will pay you through the bank, so that it's no problem. Through a job, you would definitely get a bank account. But let's just say you come and you don't have a bank account, but you get like you have a pension or you have Social Security or SSI or some kind of monthly income. They'll usually like let you open up an account, and so that your direct, you can switch it, and your deposits can come into that a bank account. Now let's just say you just don't, you have a little bit of money, like you just like I have $100 and you want to open up an account. That's when it gets real tricky with them. They can say yes or they can say no. It depends on the bank because they want to, how banks are, they're in the money business. So they want to see that there's something, substantial, like there's some monthly pay, monthly thing coming in. I think that's the issue with the bank account. So if you just have a little bit of money and you just trying to, open up account, that's when they'll be like, they'll decide whether to say yes or no. But if you have a monthly pension or your 401k or your, disability check, I've seen that they kind of really quick on open accounts like that. So yeah, the airfare depends. Maybe not. This may be low season in the summer, but I can check on some flights. When you send me an email, and I'll put my email again, just remind me to check on the flights because I got to know your city and state where you're flying out, and I can give you some estimates on how much it will cost you for a flight. It depends on when you're flying, high season, low season, because it can get expensive, but sometimes it's relatively cheap. So you could just remind me when you send the email, and I'll look it up for you. Tell me how many people and stuff like that. And also, I can give you a link for looking like for an apartment, so you can get an idea how much the apartment costs. Depending on what type of apartment that you have. They have some really nice apartments, but it's not going to be cheap. And then you can get some cheap ones where you don't have to pay so much. So you don't hear me? You said there's no sound?
I can hear you okay.
Oh, it's Sister Sandra. She's saying there's no sound. But that's the email. You can send me an email and I'll send you the information back. And then you can decide on like, I could check the flights, some flights for you. So the You're welcome. Okay. Of London. Okay. And that shouldn't be bad because London is relatively close by. So praise the high. Okay, so I give all glory and praise to Ahaya Bahashem Yeshaya Wakwadash Wak. I pray you have a blessed Shabbat, everybody, because I'm getting ready to go into Shabbat. I'm in Shabbat now, so praise Ahaya. Y'all enjoy. And I hope to see you next week and we can talk some more. And y'all can send me maybe an email or messages on what things y'all want to talk about, and that way we can put a whole thing together on those specific talking point. And so we can have some information, even some scriptures or whatever it is y'all want to talk about. Okay?
All
So
right. I'm
I'll
gonna
say
say.
shalom, and
All right.
thank you, Sister Lawanda, for coming in and joining us.
All right.
Okay.
Shalom. Shabbat shalom, sister.
Okay. Shabbat shalom, guys. Love you and be safe.